up if I'm streaming on YouTube, I guess, because they don't copyright me. It's this chair. Mm. I missed a lot, definitely. Well, this was only 15 minutes. It's rave day, baby. Should start off with a shotgun. I don't have my sharp object here. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to like at least one rave, maybe two today outside. But I'm not gonna stream on YouTube, I'm only kicking Twitch so I don't get copyrighted. I fixed my keyboard. Bind the left alt to spacebar, and I just moved the spacebar over one, so just this part of the spacebar is empty. I just moved it over now, so now it's an alt key. And it still works perfectly as a spacebar.
National Fraternal Order of Police Executive Board, representing nearly 400,000 officers nationwide, and they were with me right from the beginning, and we appreciate it. We won't forget. Your members are the backbone of American law enforcement, and we're deeply grateful for your service, and you have done great service indeed. We're also joined by our great Attorney General, Pam Bondi. Thank you, Pam, for being here. For generations, this institution has served as a powerful voice for the brave men and women who risk their lives to protect communities all over our country, and they do it as well as anybody.
In Toronto, dude. There's one on Toronto Island, and there's another one underneath a bridge. The one on the island is during the day from like 3 till 10 p.m., and then the one under the bridge is like after that.
You're better. I was delighted to earn your endorsement in every one of my presidential campaigns where we did very well, record-setting well, and I'm proud to stand with you today as the most police president, I would say, without question, in the history of America. I don't think anybody's been more for the police than I am. In recent years, far-left radicals have vilified and targeted our nation's police with Marxist prosecutors and soft-on-crime politicians making it impossible for you to do your jobs and do them the way you want to do them, and only
Yeah, jump
you
on
know
an
how to
airplane
do
and come
them.
to Toronto,
Under
dude.
the Trump administration, those days are over.
Yeah, just jump on an
We're
airplane,
backing the
dude.
men in blue,
Or
and we're
start
backing
driving
the
now.
blue. Very honestly, we
Maybe I'll
have
be here by
some
tonight.
of the greatest people in the country sitting right around this table.
Actually,
We've
probably not,
ended the
because
use
crossing
of
the borders
lawfare
probably
against
takes a
police
long time.
officers and terminated unjustified federal consent
Actually, no, I
decrees.
think crossing the
I signed an
Mexico
executive order
American
directing the
border is
Department of
worse than
Justice
crossing the
to
Canada
provide legal protection
American
and
border.
financial support for officers targeted
By far.
by very frivolous lawsuits. Oh, I know about frivolous lawsuits better than you do. I can tell you, I had my share of them. I ordered other federal agencies to boost funding for police recruitment, retention, and pay. And I've asked Attorney General
think I
Bondi
knew
to
somebody
pursue
from
the death
Ohio.
penalty for anyone convicted of killing a police officer, which is very appropriate. Upon
Oh
taking
shit, did
office,
you
I
hear that?
declared a national
Somebody, they get the death penalty if they kill a police officer. That's fair. I think if somebody kills more, like 2 people, they should get the death penalty.
emergency on our southern border, and we reduced the number of illegal border crossers released
Because
into
they're
the
getting a
United
positive
States
kill-death
by
ratio.
99.999%. You can't do much better than that. We've removed thousands of violent criminal illegal aliens from our communities as part of the largest deportation effort in American history. And just a few months into
Yo,
office,
dude, just
the
get your
National
church. Just get the church you work for. Just get them to bless you like a plane ticket. And you could just come to Toronto with the Bible and just be at the rave, just fucking preaching and shit like that. Just trying to convert people. You can make it a
rate
mission.
has plummeted by 28%.
I think that's what you guys call it, a
It's
mission.
going down largely because of what you're doing. I'm also deeply
Instead of
grateful
a trip.
to the National Fraternal Order of Police for its resounding endorsement of the One Big Beautiful Bill, which is moving along very nicely with great support. It's a great bill. It's a bill that's going to cut taxes more than any bill we've ever put in the history of our country. It's going to cut costs and expenses by $1.6 trillion, which is the biggest cut in expenses ever. And it's going to do so many other things. You know, our country is doing record business right now. Record investment is coming in. Close to $15 trillion is already committed to come in for building new plants and factories. AI is big. Apple's investing $500 billion plus. They're all coming in. It also includes the largest investment
what
in border
happened with
security
Elon
in our
Musk and
nation's
Trump?
history, equipping law enforcement with the
I
tools
think
to
it's
stop
fake.
the
I think it's
invasion.
just to like
I built a lot of
help
wall,
Tesla.
hundreds of miles of wall.
People hated
Now we're
Tesla.
going to build some additional
He was
wall
on
where we
Trump's side.
feel we probably should build it after a
I
little
think it's just
trial
a
and error.
publicity stunt.
And we're going to end up building more wall than even I built, and we built a lot. So I want to
Nick,
thank
the
you
fuck
for your
happened with them,
support,
dude?
and now let's get the bill passed. We want to get it passed through Congress without delay. In everything we do, we will give our police the respect and the protection and all of the resources that you need. I did that, as you know, nobody wanted to do it before me, where I gave you the military equipment that was excess. They called it excess military equipment. You know that very well. I think every one of you benefited by that. It was in warehouses, billions of dollars worth in warehouses all over the country, and other presidents didn't want to give it to you. I did. And we gave it to you, and it helped out a lot and saved a lot of police officers' lives. I'd now like to ask Attorney General Pam Bondi to say a few words, followed by FOP National President Patrick Yoes, and then Washington, D.C. FOP Trustee Greg Pemberton, and Vice President of the Fraternal Order of Police, Joe Gamaldi, all great people. Thank you very much. Pam, thank you very much.
Thank you, President, and thank you to the Fraternal Order of Police for being an unwavering voice for America's law enforcement. We all know there is no ordinary day in the life of a police officer. Each day, you leave your homes with complete uncertainty as to who you will encounter and what happens each day. You also stand on the front lines against cartels and foreign terrorist organizations while fighting the horrors of illegal drug and human trafficking. I was just in Poland this morning and arrived back not even 2 hours ago. And you have the respect of the entire world of law enforcement around this world. They respect all of you so much. Thank you for making all of us so proud on the worldwide stage. President Trump's Justice Department will do everything to protect you and to support all men and women who wear the badge in this country. We are fully committed to ensuring our local law enforcement officers have access to the resources, tools, and
What does her little thing say, dude? Attorney General, Department of Justice. And Patrick Yo is president of something order of police. Oh, fraternity order of police.
and manpower you need to do your jobs. That means boosting recruitment and retention. We want the best and brightest to join your ranks just like you, and we want them to stay in your ranks. Last month, we announced $57 million in grant money available for law enforcement agencies to hire police officers. Through this funding, we anticipate nearly 1,200 new officers will be hired around the country. We're helping to pay for police officers' overtime and supporting President Trump's no tax on overtime. We've also made millions of dollars available for mental health and wellness programs for you around this country. We know how important that is. We're aggressively prosecuting criminals who assault law enforcement officers. We will not tolerate attacks on police officers. Since January, the department has brought 138 cases in 33 states against defendants who have assaulted our officers. Additionally, the DOJ will no longer target police departments with bogus lawsuits and bogus investigations. We are dismissing lawsuits filed by the Biden DOJ against police departments in Louisville, Minneapolis, Albuquerque, and more. We're ending meritless investigations into Phoenix, Trenton, New York City, Oklahoma, and elsewhere. We're also ending consent decrees that take control away from you, destroy morale, and increase violence. Instead, we're working with local law enforcement to give you the tools that you need to make our streets safer. We believe in backing the blue, not just in word, but in action. The Biden administration slandered you, defunded you, and undermined your service. But we stand with you, we honor you, and we will not abandon you. Thank you on behalf of President Trump, the Department of Justice. We are 100% committed to standing with our nation's law enforcement. God bless you and God bless America.
Thank you. Thanks, Pam.
Mr. President, first, thank you. Thank you for not only your support for law enforcement as the 45th president, but also your support as the 47th president and all the years in between. You've always been a steadfast supporter of the Fraternal Order Police and law enforcement across this country. I want you to know on behalf of our nearly 400,000 members, we appreciate all that you do for us. With us today is the members of our executive board. We also have members of FOP unions in major cities across this country, which have some very serious problems that we're working with, and we appreciate the opportunity to share with you some of our views and work together on this. You know, you made a promise to us, and I want to start by saying this. You made a promise that you were going to address overtime, tax on overtime, and that was a promise made in a new big bill. One big new bill is certainly making good on that promise. We thank you for that. You know, law enforcement officers, we find ourselves in a very difficult position where we're having a serious problem with recruiting retention, as you pointed out. The problem is the people who are working right now are working so many hours and they're forced to work overtime, and now they have the tax liabilities that are associated with being pushed into different tax brackets because of being forced to work. Not only that, they're not getting to keep the money they earn. So you, in a recruiting and retention standpoint, you show appreciation for what we do, recognize what we do in the community, and I want you to know that we're proud to support the bill. This is something that needs to be happening. A promise that you made, and we appreciate you carrying through with it, and know that we're a partner in it. You also made a number of other promises to us, and promises made that we appreciate. And I want to start with one of our first people I'd like to recognize. You promised, and here we're on our nation's capital, revitalizing the city and making it safe again. And no one knows that better than the person who lives it every day and leads the officers in the Metropolitan Police Department and our labor union, and Greg Pemberton. And I'll ask Greg to say a few words.
Thank you, Pat, and thank you, Mr. President, for having us. My name is Greg Pemberton. I represent 3,000 police officers that work here for the Metropolitan Police Department in Washington, D.C. The crisis that we're facing, which frankly is more of a calamity, is a staffing crisis. We are authorized to have 4,000 sworn police officers here in the nation's capital. Unfortunately, as of today, we only have 3,190. Over 800 vacancies that we have here for this Metropolitan Police Department. And the worst part is that over the past 5 years, we've had a net loss of 600 police officers who've just left this agency in a mass exodus. And the reason for that is that our city council here in the District of Columbia has passed layers and layers and layers of legislation that prohibits our officers from being able to do their job. It exposes our members to administrative, civil, and even criminal liability, even when they go out and do their job properly. It has also stripped our members of their labor protections to fight off these frivolous complaints and these erroneous allegations of misconduct. It all makes for an environment that is almost impossible to keep these staffing levels what they need to be. Frankly, Mr. President, I think the nation's capital, the District of Columbia, is not just a city of 700,000 residents. This is the nation's capital, and it belongs to everybody. It belongs to every American. It should be a safe city. It should be a pinnacle of American society. It should represent the freedom and democracy that we all cherish so much. And anybody should be free to come here and experience that and see what it is that we are here in this country. And the sanctity and safety of the District of Columbia shouldn't be left in the hands of a city council that subscribes to these radical
but if you let people in the country, you gotta hire
ideologies
more
that,
cops.
that we all know are failed, and that we have the empirical data that it doesn't work. It only increases crime and makes cities more dangerous. I want to thank you for creating the Make DC Safe and Beautiful task force. I've met with Orville Green. I find him to be phenomenally qualified to help us out of this mess. I also want to thank you for the appointment of Janine Pirro for the USAO position of DC. I met with her recently, and I found her plan to solve and tackle a number of these problems very promising, very optimistic. So the 3,000 police officers stand at the ready, Mr. President, to help you make DC great again, and hopefully we can solve some of these problems and fix crime here in the nation's capital.
Thank you very much.
Mr. President, it's the topic of the day, pretty much every day now, is the unmitigated disaster that has created in cities across this country with the open borders. And all the problems that it has done for quality of life, it's done for our safety within our community, safety of the officers that work in the communities, and you've been a great advocate of putting us back together. And I'll ask our Vice President Joe Grimaldi to touch on.
President Trump, I think I'd be remiss if I didn't start by saying thank you. Thank you for the incredible efforts by you and your administration to deport these people who have come to our country illegally and then refuse to follow the very laws that we hold so sacred. Our officers, especially in sanctuary cities, are tired of arresting the same people over and over again who never should have been here in the first place. We have lost friends, co-workers, unimaginable trauma to American citizens and families. And the most frustrating part from a law enforcement perspective, what it was 100% avoidable. And now we have judges who are standing up for gang members, murderers, robbers, rapists, blocking deportations, obstructing the very will of the American people. It's a disgrace. And if they had a shred of integrity, which I assume they don't, they would resign in shame for what they're doing right now. But I would just ask that you continue to work with us, continue to support with us so that we can partner with all of our great federal agencies out there, continue to carry out this mission. And again, thank you for securing the border and once again making our country one of law and order.
Thank you very much. Very nice.
Yes. Sorry.
Yes. We're going to have a little discussion now, very private. And I just want to thank you all for being here. And thank you very much, media. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
That's it. That's all we get to see.
We're having a very good run. I also had a great election, a great win, won everything. Won the popular vote, all 7 swing states, which is a big deal. It's pretty unusual to do that. And we have a great mandate from the people, and part of our mandate is we're going to have a great relationship with your country. So I just want to thank you very much for being here, and if you'd like to say a few words.
Absolutely. So, thank you, first of all, Mr. President, for your kind invitation to come to Washington, D.C. I was in this building first time ever in 1982, I told you, when former President Ronald Reagan was in office. So I'm very happy to be here again and to offer our close cooperation with the United States of America. We are having so much in common, our history. We owe the Americans a lot. We will never forget about that. And so with your German provenance, I think this is a very good basis for close cooperation between America and Germany. So again, thank you. Thank you for the hospitality, and thank you for having your guest.
I wonder how long this wood has been sitting in there.
Great place. Many thanks for that. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
It's a wonderful place. It's a landmark also. And Blair House is it's a nice place to stay. Good. Thank you very much for saying that. Would you have any questions, please?
Mr. President, on your new travel ban, why now? And if the Boulder attack was part of your reasoning, why not include Egypt on that list where the suspect is from?
Well, because Egypt has been a country that we deal with very closely. They have things under control. The countries that we have don't have things under control. And why now? I can say that it can't come soon enough, frankly. We want to keep bad people out of our country. The Biden administration allowed some horrendous people, and we're getting them out one by one, and we're not stopping until we get them out. We have thousands of murderers. I even hate to say this in front of the chancellor. Of course, you have a little problem too with some of the people that were allowed into your country. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It shouldn't have happened. I told her it shouldn't have happened what she did, but you have your own difficulty with that, and we do, and we're moving them out, and we're moving them out very strongly. But it can't come fast enough. We want to get them out. We want to get them out now. We don't want to have other bad people coming into our country. But using the word bad, I'm being nice. Okay, question? Please.
You put out on Truth Social a post regarding your conversation with President Xi.
Right.
Can you talk about whether or not you feel that trade talks, trade relations are back on track after appearing to be a little bit off track last week?
A little bit off track. It was only the complexity. It's pretty complex stuff. We had a very good conversation with President Xi a little while ago, just before your arrival. In fact, we just hung up, and they said, "You're here." I said, "That's pretty good." Two great leaders of the world in a very short period of time. We had a very good talk, and we've straightened out any complexity. It's very complex stuff, and we straightened it out. The agreement was we're going to have Scott and Howard and Jameson will be going and meeting with their top people and continue it forward. But no, I think we have everything. I think we're in very good shape with China and the trade deal. We have a deal with China, as you know, but we were straightening out some of the points, having to do mostly with rare earth, magnets, and some other things.
Those reduced trade tariff rates, they remain in effect?
Yeah, we have the deal. I mean, we've had a deal. We announced the deal, and we'll be, I guess you could say, I wouldn't even say finalizing it up, Scott. I would say we have a deal, and we're going to just make sure that everybody understands what the deal is. Okay? We had a really good conversation. By the way, he invited me to China, and I invited him here. We've both accepted. So I'll be going there with the First Lady at a certain point, and he'll be coming here hopefully with the First Lady of China.
Mr. President, what do you expect from Germany?
Yeah, I'm not swallowing
Could you
that.
talk about the Chinese students? Are you allowing them to come to the U.S.?
No, Chinese students are coming. No problem. No problem.
Okay,
It's our honor to have them, frankly. Look, we want to have foreign students, but we want them to be checked. You know, in the case of Harvard and Columbia and others, all we want to do is see their list. There's no problem with that. This is anybody outside of our country, international students, because when we see some of the people that we've been watching, we say, where do these people come from? How is that possible? No, we want to have foreign students come. very honored by it, but we want to see their list. Harvard didn't want to give us the list. They're going to be giving us the list now. I think they're starting to behave, actually, if you want to know the truth.
On Russia, are you willing to put more pressure on Putin to end the war by imposing new sanctions on Russia and also on China?
Well, remember, I'm the one that ended Nord Stream 2, going to a place called Germany, come to think of it. I'm sorry I did that. I don't know. But I ended Nord Stream 2. Nobody else did. And then when Biden came in, he immediately approved it. That's the largest, essentially the largest pipeline in the world, going to Germany and other countries. And by the way, we have so much oil and gas, you will not be able to buy it all. I mean, you literally, we have so much, and I hope we're going to make that a part of our trade deal because we have more than anybody else. We have actually the most, by far, in the world, probably double what anyone else has.
Make some more space.
So we'll work on that. I'm sure that's something we'll discuss today.
Mr. President.
What do you expect from Germany and what do you expect from the Chancellor?
Well, first of all, I'm glad to meet because I've been dealing with the Chancellor, and he's a very good man to deal with. He's difficult, I would say. Can I say that? It's a positive.
Go ahead.
You wouldn't want me to say you're easy, right?
No.
Yeah, he's a very great representative of Germany. I think all we want is just going to have a good relationship. The rest will just sort of follow very easily. We'll have a good trade deal. I mean, I guess that will be mostly determined by the European Union, but you're a very big part of that, so you'll be involved. But we'll end up hopefully with a trade deal or we'll do something, you know, we'll do the tariffs. I mean, I'm okay with the tariffs, or we make a deal with the trade, and I guess that's what we're discussing now. Back there, please, go ahead.
Mr. President? Okay.
Is Germany doing enough on defense, Mr. President? Is Germany doing enough on defense?
What?
Defense spending.
Is Germany doing enough on defense?
The Chancellor wants to.
Is Germany doing enough on
Chancellor wants to
defense?
spend 3.5.
Defense
Well, I
for
don't know.
what?
I mean, I haven't discussed it very much. I know that you're spending more money on defense now, and quite a bit more money, and that's a positive thing. I'm not sure that General MacArthur would have said it's positive, you know. He wouldn't like it, but I sort of think it's good. You understand what I mean by that?
I understand.
He made a statement, never let Germany rearm. And I said, I always think about that when he says, sir, we're spending more money on defense. I say, oh, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I think it's a good thing. But, you know, at least to a certain point. There'll be a point when I'll say, please don't arm anymore if you don't mind. We'll be watching him. I'll get it.
Mr. President. On Biden, Mr. President.
Yeah, Biden, you say Biden.
Your predecessor dismissed your auto pen investigation. He said he made all the decisions during his presidency. I'm curious your reaction to his dismissal.
Well, look, the auto pen, I think, is the big scandal outside of the rigged election of 2020. I think the biggest scandal of the last many years is the auto pen. And who's using it? I happen to think I know, okay, because I'm here.
Automatic
And
pen.
I'm not a big auto pen person, fortunately. I'm glad. I'm very glad. It's an easy way out. But it's a very bad thing, very dangerous. You know, I sign important documents. Usually when they put documents in front of you, they're important. Even if you're signing ambassadorships and I consider that important. I think it's inappropriate. You have somebody that's devoting 4 years of their life or more to being an ambassador. I think you really that person deserves to get a real signature, not an auto pen signature. And I can tell auto pen easily. I can look at it. Like two little pinholes from pulling the paper, right? You always see the pinholes.
Yeah.
It's real easy to tell about auto pen. I
I
think
guess
it's
it
very
is an automatic pen.
disrespectful to people when they get an auto pen signature. Outside, auto pen to me are used when thousands of letters come in from young people all over the country and you want to get them back. And, you know, people use auto pens for that, to send a little signature at the bottom of a letter. We have thousands of them. We get thousands of letters a week, and it's not possible to, do. I'd like to do it myself, but you can't do it. To me, that's where auto pens start and stop. But I'm sure that he didn't know many of the things. Look, he was never for open borders. He was never for transgender for everybody. He was never for men playing in women's sports. I mean, he changed. I mean, all of these things that changed so radically. I don't think he had any idea that what was, frankly, I said it during the debate, and I say it now, he didn't have much of an idea what was going on. You shouldn't be, I mean, essentially, whoever used the auto pen was the president. And that is wrong, it's illegal, it's so bad, and it's so disrespectful to our country.
Mr. President, will you lead your troops in Germany? And if I may ask a question to the Chancellor to answer in German for the German audience, how has your first encounter been?
The answer is yes. We'll talk about that. But if they'd like to have them there, yeah,
So
we have a lot of them, about 45,000. It's a lot of troops. It's a city when you think of it. That's good economic development. They're highly paid troops, and they spend a lot of money in Germany. But the relationship with Germany is very important. Yeah, we'll be doing that. No problem.
May I say a few words in German to
Yes,
the German
please.
public? So, danke für die Frage. Wir sind hier im Weißen Haus und ich bedanke mich beim Präsidenten für den sehr freundlichen Empfang im Oval Office in diesem weltweit bekannten Raum. Ich freue mich sehr, hier zu sein und wir bereiten eine Vertiefung unserer Zusammenarbeit vor. Ich freue mich sehr darüber.
Mr. President, you've made
Do you speak English because you speak such good English? Is it as good as your German, would you say? Do you feel
it's
more
not my mother
comfortable?
tongue. No, it's not my mother tongue, but I try to understand almost everything and
Yeah, very good.
to speak as good as I can.
Very good. You know, it's,
Mr. President, you've made
it's an achievement, actually.
Mr. President, can I follow up on the
Criticism that
auto
I've
pen?
seen thank you, Mr. President. The criticism that I've seen, and I'm sure you've seen, regarding Elon Musk and your big, beautiful bill, what's your reaction to that? Do you think it in any way hurts passage in the Senate, which, of course, what is you're seeking?
Well, look, I've always liked Elon, and it's always very surprised. You saw the words he had for me, the words of, and he hasn't said anything about me that's bad. I'd rather have him criticize me than the bill, because the bill is incredible. It's the biggest cut in the history of our country. We've never cut. It's about 1.6 trillion in cuts. It's the biggest tax cut. You would say, people's taxes will go way down, but it's the biggest tax cut in history. It's we are doing things in that bill that are unbelievable. And when you look at what we're doing for small businesses, for people, for middle-income people, all of the things that we're doing, nobody's ever seen anything like it. And Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate, and which was a lot of money for electric vehicles, and they're having a hard time, the electric vehicles, and they want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidy. And Elon knew this from the beginning. He knew it for a long time ago. That's been in there. That's been, I would say, JD, that hasn't changed. That's been right from the beginning, Mr. Secretary, that hasn't changed at all, right from the beginning. But I know that it disturbed him. He wanted, and rightfully, he recommended somebody from that he, I guess, knew very well. I'm sure he respected him, but to run NASA, and I didn't think it was appropriate. And he happened to be a Democrat, like totally Democrat. And I say, look, we won. We get certain privileges, and one of the privileges, we don't have to appoint a Democrat. NASA is very important. We have great people. General Kane is going to be picking somebody with our. We'll be checking him out, seeing. But he wanted that person, a certain person, and we said no. And I can understand why he's upset. Remember, he was here for a long time. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk. Even with the black eye, I said, "You want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup." But he said, "No, I don't think so," which is interesting.
And take over,
And
guys.
very nice. He wants to be who he is, so you could make that statement too, I guess. Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore. I was surprised because you were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. Said the best thing. He's worn the hat Trump was right about everything, and I am right about the great, big, beautiful bill. We call it a great,
And
big,
China
beautiful
guys.
bill because that's what it is. And again, biggest tax cuts in history, biggest economic development moves anywhere. We've never done anything like it. Business is spurred. And I don't know if you've seen the numbers, but the numbers came out. Even the CBO, which is run by Democrats, said that we're going to be doing, you know, I'd like you to discuss it, the 2.8 trillion, that CBO. This is a group of people that are Democrats. They're very hostile to us. They just came out with phenomenal numbers, what it does. You want to mention that, Scott?
Yes, sir. So what we've seen is we keep hearing from the CBO that there's going to be a large deficit from the bill, which we disagree with, but using the CBO scoring, they came out and scored the tariff revenue. We think it'll be the minimum of $2.8 trillion over the 10-year window, which actually puts the bill in surplus if you include the tariff revenue, which they won't do.
It gives you a tremendous surplus, but we're not allowed to use that. For some reason, they say scoring. Nobody knows what scoring means. Maybe a couple of people, but nobody. Somebody sits in the background. They say, well, we're not going to allow that. They're not allowing other things that we have that are tremendously profitable for our country. But if you saw the other day, CNBC, they came out with numbers, and the people on the show, very good people, I've watched them for a long time, they couldn't believe the numbers, how good they are. The numbers were incredible, and that was personal income and also very low inflation. We have very low inflation. We're down to 2% now, and maybe even lower than that. And when I took it over, it was a mess. Remember, we had the worst inflation probably in the history of our country. They say 48 years, but let's say I think it's worse than that. So we had the worst inflation in the history of our country under the Biden administration. Now we're down to a beautiful number, 2%. You'd actually like to keep it there. Better than zero is 2%. It's going down maybe to 1, and 1% is like perfect. That's perfect. You don't want to have zero for certain reasons that nobody is very interested to listen to. But we have almost perfect inflation. Grocery prices are down. Everything. Remember eggs? Eggs. We weren't going to buy another egg for the next 20 years. They were so expensive, right? Remember? You guys all hit me about eggs. Eggs have come down 400%. Everybody has eggs now. They have eggs for breakfast again. But if you look at gasoline, very important. I think always the most important because it's the energy is the biggest factor. That's what happened. He screwed up our energy policy, and everything went up because energy went up. But now energy is way down, and they have states where you're at $1.98 a gallon for gasoline. So the costs have come way down, and one of the things I ran on was that. I ran on the border. We have the best border in the history of our country, 99.99%. It was last week, 3 people came in, 2 of them for medical reasons. We let them in because one of them had a heart attack. I think that was a nice thing to do, and one of them had something else. So we've never had, I had very good numbers for 4 years, but we really topped it. And I want to thank Christie and Tom Homan. They've done a fantastic job. But nobody mentions that anymore. Remember, a few months ago, the border was a total disaster. People were coming in by the hundreds of thousands of people a day, a week, a month. I mean, we had a month, 2 million people came in 1 month. The border was being overrun, and a lot of bad people, criminals, murderers, drug dealers. We had some of the worst people in the world coming in from all over the world. It's totally closed. And you know what? People are coming into our country, but they're coming in legally. So we've done a great job. Elon knew that. Elon endorsed me very strongly. He actually went up in campaign for me.
Sleeper.
I think I would have won. Susan would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway, even if the governor ran, the real governor, not the governor from Minnesota, he's a sick puppy, that guy. That poor guy, I feel sorry for him. But they made a bad choice with him. But if you pick Shapiro or anybody else, I spoke to him recently about his house being set on fire, which was terrible. But if they picked him, I would have won Pennsylvania. I won it by a lot. But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem. And he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars. And it
Yeah, they
really
couldn't
is
open
unfair.
it.
We want to have cars of all types. Electric, we want to have electric, but we want to have a gasoline, combustion. We want to have different. We want to have hybrids. We want to have all, we want to be able to sell everything. And when that was cut,
Whatever you
and
want.
Congress wanted to cut it, he became a little bit different, and I can understand that. But he knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody, and he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape. He said the most beautiful things about me, and he hasn't said bad
Yeah,
about
it's
me
because he
personally,
makes
but I'm sure
Twitter
nobody
say,
knows. But
show
I'm
his
very
tweets right
disappointed
away
in
to
him, and I've
everybody
helped Elon
on
a lot.
their main feed.
Mr. President, did he, I just want to clarify, did he raise any of these concerns with you privately before he raised them publicly? And this is the guy you put in charge of cutting
He
spending.
just wants control of NASA and like fucking EV mandate and everybody
he
to
worked
switch
hard,
to
and he did a
EVs.
good job. And I'll be honest, I think he misses the place. I think he got out there and all of a sudden he wasn't in this beautiful Oval Office, and he's got nice offices too.
Everything he
But
does,
there's
he makes a
something
fool
about
of
this one. I was
himself
telling the
and he plays
chancellor,
his games.
this is where it is. People
Video
come in
games.
here, even from Germany. They come in
Throws
and
it on the
they
sheet.
walk into the Oval
He was
Office, and it's just a
fucking
special
faking.
place. It's, you know, World War I, it started and it ended here, and World War II, and so many other things.
The
Everything
German
big
president
comes right
hasn't
from
talked for time.
this beautiful space. It's now much more beautiful than it was 6 months ago. A lot of good things are happening in this room. And I'll tell you, he's not the first. People leave my administration and they love us. And then at some point they miss it so badly.
Sleeper,
And
maybe.
some of them embrace it and some
Yeah,
of them
I do.
actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess they call it. But we have it with others too. They leave and they wake up in the morning and the glamour's gone. The whole world is different and they become hostile. I don't know what it is. Someday you'll write a book about it and you'll let us know. Yeah.
Mr. President, speaking of ending wars in this room, you were very critical of Vladimir Putin a couple of days ago. What kind of play is he playing from your perspective? What are his...
Well, look, he got hit. He's been doing hitting, so I understand it. But he got hit hard, and I don't think he's playing games. I think I've always said he wanted the whole thing. I thought he wanted the entire everything having to do with Ukraine. That's something that would have never happened if I were president. The election was rigged. I didn't get to be president, but I got to be president now. And I think it's a much more important presidency, other than a couple of things like that. The war would have never happened. The war with Ukraine, with Putin, would have never happened, ever, not even a chance. And it didn't happen for 4 years. And it wasn't thought of. I used to talk to him about Ukraine a lot. It was the apple of his eye, but he would have never done what he did. And I think mistakes were made by him, but I think mistakes were made by other people. The president should have never allowed that war. Biden should have never allowed that war to happen. If you had the right guy in here, that war would have never happened. Israel would have never happened with Hamas. That would have never happened. The attack on Israel would have never happened because Iran was broke. They had no money. They had no money to give to Hamas or Hezbollah or anybody else. And all of that would have never happened. Inflation wouldn't have happened. It was caused mostly by energy. And the Biden administration messed up my great energy policy. We were down into the 190 a gallon.
Q-tip my ears. I haven't Q-tip my ears in time. I used to do it like every day, but I haven't done it in time. Just so I can hear better. Man, I get such a sweet spot when I do this and it feels so fucking good. Ugh. Hopefully I can hear better after this.
Had spending on the Green New Scam and other things that they spent on. But all of those things would
That
have
still
never
sounds
happened.
the
But
same.
maybe most importantly, the war chancellor with Russia would never have happened with Ukraine. It was something that would have, you know, I dealt with Putin a lot. There was no chance, zero. And you know, a lot of people say, how do you know? For 4 years it didn't happen. There was never a chance of it happening. And he understood the consequences. Now, it's a shame. And when you see all of those people, they came out with a report today that that millions of people have died, much more than people thought. And I've been saying that for a long time. The amount of death in that war is far greater than the news has been reporting, or than, frankly, that either side has been reporting. It's a very sad thing. And I can tell you, just speaking for the chancellor, because we speak about it, he feels the same way. He wants to see it ended. Would you like to say something?
Absolutely. And I'm here, Mr. President, to talk with you later on how we could contribute to that goal. And we all are looking for measures and for instruments to bring this terrible war to an end. And may I remind you that we are having June 6th tomorrow. This is D-Day anniversary, when the Americans once ended a war in Europe. And I think this is in your hand in specific, in ours.
That was not a pleasant day for you?
No, that was not a pleasant.
This was not a great
in the
day.
long run, Mr. President, this was the liberation of my country from Nazi dictatorship.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
And we know what we owe you. But this is the reason why I'm saying that America is again in a very strong position to do something on this war and ending this war. So let's talk about what we can do jointly, and we are ready to do what we can. And you know that we gave support to Ukraine, and that we are looking for more pressure on Russia. The European Union did, and we should talk about that.
We will talk about it. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's good timing. The numbers for our country are through the roof, the economic numbers, because of the election and because of tariffs and other things, a lot of things. But we've had some of the best numbers we've ever had. They were reported yesterday, the day before, and even today. Country's doing really well. I think that one of the things you'd be most interested in is that 6 months ago, we were having a hard time getting anybody to join our military. I mean, they just couldn't do it. The numbers were record low. We couldn't get people to join the military. It wasn't me. This was before I got there, the past administration. But 6 months ago, a year ago, the numbers were record low. You couldn't get them to join. That included the police. And you couldn't get them to join. Now, we just hit the highest number in the history of our country, we think, but very close, but the highest in the history of our country, recruitment, joining the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, police forces all over the country.
What did you do for that? What was the reason?
Spirit. They love our country again. You know? You're going to do the same thing. Spirit. We have great spirit is back in our country, and it's very simple. And, you know, it was only, Susie, 6 months ago, right, that you got reports. You're the one that released them, that you couldn't get anybody to join the military, and now we're stocked. Every service now is packed, and we have waiting lists of people trying to get in, as good as we've ever had in the history of our country. So that's an honor. That's a great honor. Yeah.
Mr. President, on the war.
You've asked. You've had enough. Go ahead.
Mr. President, so would you consider to put more sanctions on Russia? Because this discussion is going on now for weeks and months, and you tweeted about it once, but then nothing happens. So
Yeah, when I see the moment when we're not going to make a deal, when this thing won't stop,
Is there a
in
deadline?
that moment, yeah, it's in my brain, the deadline. When I see the moment where it's not going to stop, and I'm sure you're going to do the same thing, will be very, very, very tough. And it could be on both countries, to be honest. You know, it takes two to tango. But we're going to be very tough. Whether it's Russia or anybody else, we're going to be very tough. That's a bloodbath that's going on over there. And when I see the moment where I say, well, they're going to just keep fighting. You know, I gave the analogy yesterday when I spoke to President Putin. I had a 2-hour and 15-minute call with him. Sometimes, and this is me speaking maybe in a negative sense, But sometimes you see two young children fighting like crazy. They hate each other and they're fighting in a park. And you try and pull them apart. They don't want to be pulled. Sometimes you're better off letting them fight for a while and then pulling them apart. And I gave that analogy to Putin yesterday. I said, President, maybe you're going to have to keep fighting and suffering a lot because both sides are suffering before you pull them apart, before they're able to be pulled apart. But it's a pretty known analogy. You have two kids, they fight. Sometimes you let them fight for a little while. You see it in hockey. You see it in sports. The referees let them go for a couple of seconds, let them go for a little while before you pull them apart. And maybe, and I said it, and maybe that's a negative because we're saying go, but a lot of bad blood. There's some bad blood between the two. I have to deal with it, and the Chancellor has to deal with it. It's incredible. The level of, there's a great hatred between those two men, but between the warring parties. Great hatred.
You say and believe apparently that there's no immediate peace.
What?
That there's no immediate peace. There will be no.
Well, I can't. I'd love to have immediate if I could. If I could, but we don't have immediate. You know, it's like I'd love to have that. I'd like it to start. Right now, we would leave a room if we knew the war could end. We'd say, forget about you guys. Forget about trade, right?
Yeah.
We'd say, let's go settle it. There's some additional fighting that's going to go on. You know, he attacked, and they attacked pretty harshly. They went deep into Russia, and he actually told me. I mean, I made it very clear. He said we have no choice but to attack based on that. And
Canada gave Ukraine a whole bunch of money and bought a
not
missile
gonna be pretty.
defense
I don't like it.
missile
Don't
defense
do it.
system for
You shouldn't
$400
do
million
it. You should
off
stop
the United
it.
States and gave it to Ukraine.
But again, there's a lot of hatred. You know, I'm very proud of the fact that with India and Pakistan, I was able to
$400
stop
million
that.
for a
And
missile
those are nuclear
defense.
powers. And that would have really, that was getting
What the
close to
fuck?
being out of hand. And
It
I
also-
spoke to some very talented people on both sides, very good people on both sides. And I said, you know, we're dealing with you on trade, Pakistan and India right now. I said, we're not going to deal with you on trade if you're going to go shooting each other and whipping out nuclear weapons that maybe even affect us. Because, you know, that nuclear dust blows across oceans very quickly. It affects us. And I said, if you're going to do that, we're not going to do any trade deals. And you know what? I got that war stopped. Now, I hope we don't go back and we find out that they started, but I don't think they will. They were both good. They were well represented. I want to congratulate both countries because, as you know, the leader of India, who's a great guy, was here a few weeks ago. We had some great talks. We're doing a trade deal. And Pakistan, likewise, they have very strong leadership. Some people won't like when I say that, but, you know, it is what it is. And they stopped that war. Now, am I going to get credit? I'll never get credit for anything. They don't give me credit for anything, but nobody else could have done it. I stopped it. I was very proud of that. I wish we could do the same thing with Ukraine and Russia. And at some point, it'll happen. I believe that. And if it doesn't happen, or if I see somebody's out of line, if Russia's out of line, you'll be amazed how tough. Remember this, they like to say that I'm not friends with anybody. I'm friends with you. I'm not friends with that. I want the right thing to happen for our country, for everybody, for humanity. But I'm the one that stopped the pipeline. It's called Nord Stream 2. Until I came along, nobody ever heard, not one person in this room ever heard of Nord Stream 2. You probably did,
Yes,
because
I did.
it went to Germany. He's the only one
Knowing that
heard
this
it.
was a mistake.
But
Yeah,
I stopped
right.
it. I stopped it. Yeah, and you've said that openly.
Yeah.
It was a mistake because, and I used to go with Angela. I'd say, well, wait a minute. We're spending all this money to defend you against Russia, and then you're giving Russia billions of dollars a month. What kind of a deal is that? You know, which was, but you said it better than anybody else. I appreciate it. But I'm the one that stopped it. And that was the biggest economic development job, if you want to call it that, in the history, think of it, in the history of Russia. That was a massive, it's the biggest pipeline in the world. Going to go all over Europe, not only to Germany. You know, they were Germany, but then they were branching off all over to Europe. Nobody ever heard of, not one person of you heard of it. And I stopped it. It was dead. And then they say, I'm friends with Putin. I got along with him. He respected me, I respected him. It would have never happened. But I stopped Nord Stream 2. When Biden came in, almost the first week, he approved it. He let it be built. And then they say that I wasn't tough on Russia. Putin said to me, you know, you're not tough on Russia. You stopped the biggest, most important job we've ever done. You stopped it. And Biden came in and he let it be built. And I'll tell you what, I'll never forget the day I had it totally stopped. They weren't building. They gave up on it. They weren't able to. And then Biden came in and he let him build. I couldn't believe it. Okay, one or two questions more, please. Any questions? Any question for the Chancellor?
Continue.
Go ahead for the Chancellor.
That would be one.
I like his answers much better.
Will you continue to support Ukraine?
Yeah, I'm with Ukraine. We just signed a big deal on rare earth with Ukraine, and we want to. I want to. You know what? I'm for stopping killing. Really, that's what I'm for. Again, a war that would have never started, should have never started. I want to see the killing stop. We spent $350 billion, much more than Europe, but Europe spent a lot also. And they spent way over $100 billion.
Yeah.
So you're talking about close to $500 billion went into that whole thing. And it's not even the money. And I know with you too, it's a lot of money, but it's the death that's being caused. We went to the Middle East. I went last week to the Middle East. We took in $5.1 trillion. That's many, many times. That's 30, 40 times, 50 times more than what we're talking about. It's think of that, $5.1 trillion of investment with one trip that lasted 4 days. So it's not the money. It's a little the money, but not the money, the big thing. The big thing is the death. The death of, and really the decimation. You've lost a whole culture. You know, Ukraine had the most beautiful turrets. They call them turrets, little towers, beautiful towers, the most beautiful in the world. They're all now laying on their side, blown to smithereens. It'll never happen again. They've taken away the culture of a country. They've taken away the heritage of a country. It's a terrible thing. But most importantly, again, is the death. 5,000 plus people a week, soldiers, are being killed. He doesn't want that, and I don't want that. One more. Yeah, please.
Thank you. Mr. President, do you support the Graham bill on putting high tariffs on China?
I haven't looked at it, but they'll be guided by me. That's the way it's supposed to be. They're going to be guided by me. No, I haven't
More
looked at it.
investment than
It's a
10
bill on
years
sanctions,
GDP,
et
sure,
cetera.
buddy.
I'm a very quick study. At the right time, I'll do what I want to do. But it could very well be okay. I'll have to see. But they're waiting for me
Yeah, I
to
have
decide
to watch this
what
because
to
I'm
do.
Canadian,
I'll-
and the Canadian news outlets prioritize this over like our news.
I'll know maybe very soon. It's a harsh bill. Yeah, very harsh.
We'll take one more now, Pam.
I would like to have a question to the Chancellor as well, because
Six-second shotgun.
do you agree with the analogy the President made on the war between Russia and Ukraine as being a fight between two kids? Is that how
Cheers,
you
man.
view that as well? And what do you actually want the US President to do in this?
Well, I think we both agree on this war and how terrible this war is going on. And we are both looking for ways to stop it very soon. And I told the President before we came in that he is the key person in the world who can really do that now by putting pressure on Russia. And we will have this debate later on again, how we can proceed jointly between the Europeans and the Americans. And I think we are all we are having the duty to do something on that now to stop it after 3.5 years, which is really terrible. Look at the kids, the kids which were kidnapped from Ukraine to Russia. This is all terrible. And so we are talking about instruments, measures, what we can do. And my personal view is clear on that. We are on the side of Ukraine, and we are trying to get them stronger and stronger just to make Putin stop this war. And this is our approach.
We get satellite pictures of the war field,
Yeah.
and you
Like
don't
these
even like
things
to
they
look
destroy.
at it, right?
It's terrible.
So
It's really
bodies, arms, heads, legs all over the place. You've never seen anything like it. It's so ridiculous.
And this is only by Russian weapons against Ukraine. This had never happened with Ukraine weapons against Russia. Never. Ukraine is only targeting military targets, not civilians, not private, not energy infrastructure. So this is the difference, and that's the reason why we are trying to do more on Russia, how to stop this war.
Well, in this case, I'm talking about the battlefield, you know, the soldiers on soldiers. But you could also say that, too, with the cities.
Yep.
You know, the cities are
Yep.
being hit also. So it's a terrible, terrible thing. Somebody said autopen. Did I hear the word autopen?
I'm just curious.
Because I think it's the biggest scandal maybe in the last 100 years in this country. So when I hear that word, I think it has to be discussed because the fake news will try and, you know, hide it, and we can't do that. But
That's
go
what I'm
ahead.
asking. Have you uncovered any evidence that anything specific was signed without President Biden's knowledge or by other people in the administration acting illegally?
Well, I don't think Biden would know whether or not he signed it.
I'm asking you if you've uncovered any evidence.
No, but I've uncovered, you know, the human mind. I was in a debate with the human mind, and I didn't think he knew what the hell he was doing. So, you know, it's just one of those things, one of those problems. We can't ever allow that to happen to our country. The danger our country was in, and I know some of the people that worked with him, radical left, horrible people. And I could give you the name of some of the people that used the autopen, because I'm here, and I ask questions about people that were here also. There are a lot of people that were here when that happened, and they're here right now, and they'll answer your question very accurately. But I know some of the people that use that autopen, and those are not the people that had the same ideology as Joe Biden. These were radical left lunatics that used that, and they didn't get elected. He didn't get elected either, actually. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
All right. Wow. All right, what can I watch that won't copyright strike me?
Well, good morning, everybody. And let me begin with this first. My thoughts and prayers go out and are with the victims of the anti-Semitic terrorism. Well, good morning, everybody. And let me begin with this first. My thoughts and prayers go out and are with the victims of the anti.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? Good. It's good to see all of you. I want to start by addressing the horrific act of violence that took place on Sunday in Boulder, Colorado. President Trump and the entire administration's hearts go out to the victims, and they are in our prayers during this unimaginable time. According to reporting from Fox News, the alleged attacker admitted in an interview that he wanted to kill all Zionist people and had been planning the attack for over a year and would do it again if he could. This monster used a makeshift flamethrower and Molotov cocktails to light Jewish Americans on fire in an attempt to burn them alive. The victims at the incident location in Boulder were there to rally in support of Israeli hostages who remain in Hamas captivity. 12 were injured, including a Holocaust survivor. This is pure evil. The Department of Justice has already filed federal hate crime charges against the alleged perpetrator, and he will be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. This tragedy is a sobering reminder of the consequences of the Biden administration's failed policies. According to the Department of Homeland Security, the Boulder suspect is an Egyptian national who was
executed. Fuck, dude. That guy's scared, dude. He's getting executed.
in the United States illegally. He entered the U.S. during the Biden administration in August 2022 on a B-2 visa until it expired. Upon the visa expiration, he overstayed, filed an asylum claim, and was given a work authorization by the Biden administration. Instead of deporting this heinous individual, Joe Biden's administration allowed him to stay in our country and to work. President Trump sounded the alarm over these reckless Biden policies for years because this is the predictable result of letting anti-American radicals and illegal immigrants pour into our country. Immigration security is national security. And that's why the Trump administration, at the direction of our great president, has secured our border, strengthened our immigration system, and has taken immediate steps to protect the United States from foreign terrorists and other public safety threats. President Trump acted swiftly upon taking office to reform our visa issuance process to ensure that dangerous aliens who are intent on harming Americans or our national security interests are no longer admitted into our country. Under the Trump administration, aliens will only be admitted into the United States through the legal process and only if they do not bear hostile attitudes towards our citizens, our culture, our government, our institutions, or most importantly, our founding principles. Under President Trump, the United States has zero tolerance for foreign visitors who support terrorism. Violators of U.S. law, including international students, will continue to face visa denial or revocation and deportation. And illegal alien criminals will continue to be arrested and deported from our country. On that note, ICE and federal law enforcement partners just wrapped up a month-long surge operation arresting nearly 1,500 illegal aliens in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. During the enhanced operation dubbed Operation Patriot, ICE Boston and other federal law enforcement personnel focused on transnational organized crime, gangs, and dangerous illegal alien offenders throughout Mass. More than half of the nearly 1,500 illegals arrested had significant criminal convictions or charges pending against them. Here are just some of the violent illegal aliens who were removed from communities in Massachusetts during Operation Patriot. A Salvadorian national with active Interpol red notice for aggravated homicide. A Guatemalan national and registered sex offender who had pending criminal charges in Boston for 5 counts of indecent assault and battery on a person 14 or over. A Honduran national who was last arrested for rape, indecent assault, and battery of a person 14 or over. A Colombian national charged with kidnapping, aggravated rape, and indecent assault and battery on a person 14 or over. And a Guatemalan national who was convicted of murder in Boston. Also, a Brazilian national who was charged with aggravated rape of a child by force and possession of child pornography. Again, these are people who were living in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
God damn
and
it.
lastly, a Salvadorian national
Remind me
whose
never
criminal
go to
history includes
Massachusetts.
charges of aggravated rape of a child by force.
Ew.
I don't think anybody in this room wants these types of heinous criminals
it's
in your
disgusting,
communities.
dude.
And it's thanks to this administration that
Nobody
they're being
wants
removed
that,
from our
dude.
country.
What the
When
fuck?
Democrat-run jurisdictions release
That's
violent illegal
disgusting,
alien
man.
criminals back into communities after making arrests instead of turning them over to federal immigration enforcement like they should, those Democrats are putting law-abiding Americans at risk. And these insane policies force law enforcement officials to make much more difficult arrests that put their lives, our law enforcement lives, in jeopardy. President Trump is incredibly grateful for our heroic officers on the front lines getting these violent illegal alien invaders out of our communities. Law and order is back in America under President Trump. And on that same note, there are new crime statistics that show crime is plummeting. In fact, Politico summed it up like this. Murder rates are tumbling across the U.S. in 2025. Homicide stats are down at least 20% over last year, and we could be on course for the lowest number on record. With President Trump in charge, the days of criminals being put over victims are over. On the topic of immigration, the Washington Post just ran one of the most ridiculous headlines ever, even by their standards. And on my very first briefing several months ago, I said I would hold anyone accountable in this room.
Dude. Why is
The
it on the
Washington
right
Post
side?
actually had this headline, the
Why
mysterious
is it over
drop
here?
in fentanyl seizures on the U.S.-Mexico border. How is this mysterious? There is no mystery about why there is a decrease in fentanyl coming into the United States. This administration's strong border policies are the reason there has been a decrease in fentanyl trafficking. His strengthened relationship with Mexican President Sheinbaum and all of the measures he has been taking to deter illegal human and drug trafficking at our United States southern border is the reason for plummeting fentanyl seizures at the U.S. border. There is nothing mysterious about that, and we'd like to see the Washington Post update their headline accordingly. This is clearly trying to intentionally manipulate the minds of Americans, and I think the American people understand why there's been a fentanyl drop. And our office responded to this inquiry. We provided a whole host of the reasons that fentanyl seizures at the southern border have dropped, and the Washington Post refused to run them, and that's despicable. In other news, positive economic reports continue to flood in. Inflation dropped to 2.1%.
She like says
April.
all this shit
Personal
that like
income
Trump can't
increased
say.
0.8%
It's
in
funny,
April.
dude.
So inflation is down and wages are up. That's almost triple the expectations and against the doubts of nearly everyone in this room.
Yeah, inflation
and we
is
also
down
saw
and
the
wages
largest
are up.
monthly
Best
decline in
time
the
to be
trade deficit
American.
on record as a result of President Trump's very
Gas
powerful
is cheap
tariffs.
as fuck.
Lastly, the price of eggs has dropped more than 61% since
Damn.
President Trump took
I used to
office
eat
in
4
January.
eggs
I
in the
remember
morning
my
and
very
4
first
eggs at
briefing,
night.
I was asked about the cost of eggs.
Now they're too
The
expensive.
reporter tried to insinuate it was this administration's fault, even though he had only been here for a few days or weeks. It was a result of the previous
still
administration's
expensive in
terrible
Canada.
policies, and in record time, this president has fixed that problem that he inherited from Joe Biden, and now egg prices have dropped 61% since this
Damn.
president took office. There's a lot of good news, and I'm sure you have a lot of questions, so let's get to them. We have just the news in our new media seat today. Amanda Head, thank you for being with us.
Amanda Head.
Sure, thank you so much.
God damn.
There is a
How do you
disturbing
grow
trend
up?
of
How do you grow up with the
anti-Semitism
last name?
turning into terror.
How do you grow up with the last name of Head? I knew somebody who grew up with the last name. His name was David Butts, but it was Butts. But her last name was Head.
And of course, the Boulder, Colorado instance that you just mentioned, the 2 Israeli embassy staffers who were murdered, Pennsylvania governor's mansion with the Jewish governor inside getting set on fire. Does the president consider this domestic
I mean, she's
terrorism?
married,
And
so I
as
guess she
such,
does give
Are
rid
there
of.
official alerts to law enforcement, BOLOs, task forces, things like that?
The president has made it very clear, as he said in his statement yesterday, that yes, these anti-Semitic acts of violence are do qualify as terrorism, and he does not want to see terrorism or violence of any form taking place in the United States of America. And as for specifically anti-Semitic terrorism and anti-Semitic acts of violence and those that are targeting Jewish Americans, this administration has done more to combat that violence than any administration in history. And one incident is one too many. And I think, frankly, that's something the previous administration was not willing to say. This president will stand up for Americans of all religions, of all faiths, of all creeds.
She spawned with such a shitty name. Let's look at this name in the notepad. Look at this name. Like she got. Look at her name. Okay. Man. Head. That was her name. She spawned with probably one of the fucking hardest names ever. Except for having like Dick as your last name or Dick as your first name. Amanda Head. That's a pretty hard name to grow up with, dude, I think. Definitely, dude. Another next name would be like Harry. Another harder name would be like Harry. Dick. Or Dick Armstrong. Like those are all on the same like floor basically. Like Amanda Head is a really hard name to grow up with. Dick Armstrong is pretty hard to grow up with too.
Continue to look at policy measures and actions that we can take in addition to the actions that have already been taken to curb this anti-Semitic violence. And to Jewish Americans at home across the country, this president has your back.
And then on another issue, back in February, Secretary Kennedy
Dick
created
Smalls.
a commission to re-examine the
Smalls.
childhood vaccine schedule. But there are still states outstanding like California, Connecticut, Maine that are not allowing any religious exemptions for kids not only to go to school, but to participate in sports and extracurricular activities. Would the president want to see religious exemptions allowed across all 50 states? And how do you enforce that, especially with states like California that are already defying the president on the men and women's sports issue?
Generally speaking, I know the president supports religious exemptions for families when it comes to vaccinations. As for the instances in those specific states, I'll have the administration and the White House look into it and see what executive action, if any, we can take on that front. Thank you. Kelly.
Good afternoon. We're now in hurricane season, and obviously there is great concern every year about the potential for that. Can you speak to how the president is planning to have the level of support, should it be needed, to be as it has been with a reduction in the workforce? And is he still comfortable with Administrator Richardson, who had talked, whether joking or not, about not being aware of a hurricane season for this country? What is the president's level of briefings on what may be required? If you could give us kind of an overall update on that.
Sure. Well, of course, we know that we are into hurricane season now, and I know FEMA is taking this seriously, contrary to some of the reporting we have seen based on jokes that were made and leaks from meetings. But Secretary Kristi Noem and the FEMA leadership are all over this. They are committed to ensuring that federal resources and tax dollars are there for Americans in need. And the president continues to review requests for emergency aid and carefully considering them. However, this president has made it clear we're not going to enable states to make bad decisions with federal tax dollars and then have the federal government later have to bail these states out. We want to see states be responsible with their tax dollars to do as much as they possibly can, and then the president will deeply and thoughtfully consider any requests for federal aid that come to his desk. And I think some of the media reporting we've seen on this is frankly sloppy and irresponsible. There are serious people who are taking this issue seriously, starting with the president himself, who, as you know, on his first domestic trip back in office, visited both North Carolina and California, both of which were, of course, hit by natural disasters when he wasn't even president, but he took ownership of that and visited those places and those people immediately.
Is it
Brian?
about hurricane season appropriate, though, now that this is serious business, as you talked about?
It's serious business, Kelly, and I'm not going to engage in such fodder with a question like that. Brian?
Yeah, Kelly, get your shit together,
Reuters
dumb
was
bitch.
reporting that there is a letter that is meant to be sent to other countries, which would give these countries a deadline of Wednesday to produce their best offer on the trade matter.
I like how it shows it's a
Why
crowd
does the
camera.
administration feel the need to send this letter? And I have one more follow-up on trade.
Sure, I can confirm the merits and the content of the letter. USTR sent this letter to all of our trading partners just to give them a friendly reminder that the deadline is coming up. And they are in talks. Ambassador Greer, Secretary Bessent, Secretary Lutnick are in talks with many of our key trading partners around the globe. As you know, Brian, I know the Wall Street Journal has covered this quite heavily. And they continue to be engaged in those discussions. And this letter was simply to remind these countries that the deadline is approaching and the president expects good deals, and we are on track for that, I will emphasize.
On the trade side, though, when the deal with the United Kingdom, there was this idea of a reprieve on the auto tariffs. Is the president looking to do another similar deal on the sector-by-sector reduction in tariffs, or is this more going to be deals related to the reciprocal tariffs that were announced months ago?
Well, as I've said previously from the podium, and the president has discussed as well, each country has unique advantages, unique challenges to it based on their markets and what they export to us and what we export to them. And so that's why the president smartly advised his trade team to engage in tailor-made deal-making. And we saw that with the United Kingdom, and we will see that with other countries as well.
Kate, does the president support the Senate moving forward with the bill imposing heavy sanctions on Russia?
Look, the president has spoken about his position on sanctions on Russia. He has smartly kept this as a tool in his toolbox if necessary, but I think the Senate and everyone on Capitol Hill respects the president is the commander-in-chief for a reason. And as you know, Russia and Ukraine engaged in direct talks yesterday. That was at the encouragement of this president when he spoke to both leaders of both countries via phone just a couple of weeks ago. And so I would just like to remind everybody how far we have come in just 4 months. I mean, it was inconceivable last year at this time for Russia and Ukraine to be engaged in direct talks. And it's because of the president's insistence and determination to get this war to an end that these countries sat down yesterday. So he's willing to use sanctions if he needs them, and the Senate and the Capitol Hill understand that the president is the commander-in-chief and he's leading United States foreign policy as he should.
And on Iran, the president said that the U.S. would not allow for any uranium enrichment, but the proposal offered to the Iranians reportedly allows for low levels of enrichment. Can you explain that discrepancy?
I'm not going to comment on alleged details of the report. We're not going to negotiate through the media out of respect for these ongoing discussions and negotiations that Special Envoy Witkoff is leading. The president made his position very clear on Truth Social last night. In fact, it couldn't be any more clear, and I would reiterate that's his position. Special
Maybe
Envoy
Trump will
Witkoff
make his
sent a
own
very
Twitter.
detailed and acceptable proposal to the Iranian regime that the president hopes they will accept.
I bet
And if not, they
I
will
bet
face
Elon
grave
Musk bans
consequences, as the
Trump
president
soon.
himself has reiterated. Sure.
Thanks, Caroline.
You're welcome.
A couple of things, if I may. Firstly, can you confirm whether or not President Trump is going to be going to the NATO summit in The Hague later this month?
I can confirm he will be going to the NATO summit, yes.
Great, thanks. And another question on the Netherlands, in fact. Just wondering if you have any reaction to the collapse of the Dutch government there after the anti-EU and anti-Islam leader Geert Wilders, who's been described as a Dutch Trump, pulled out of the government there.
Dutch Trump.
I don't have a comment on that, but certainly we should and we will get you one, okay?
Thanks.
You're welcome. Brett.
Thanks, Caroline. I wanted to ask, a couple days ago, the president announced that he was withdrawing the nomination of Jared Isaacman to lead NASA, citing a thorough review of prior associations. I wondered, why did this review happen just now, after the nominee was so far into the process? And can you explain the president's thinking on who he might choose?
Look, the president reserves the right to nominate individuals to key administration posts. He also reserves the right to remove those individuals if he chooses, just like he reserves the right to fire anybody in the executive branch that he wants. And so a new replacement for NASA will be announced very soon, as the president himself said.
Was there something in particular that came up that caused the president concern with this nomination?
The president wants to ensure that all of his nominees are aligned fully with the America First mission of this administration. And again, he will be announcing a replacement very soon.
Andrew, go ahead.
Here's all the questions answers, dude.
It's been just about a month since President and Prime Minister Starmer announced...
Can't see you all the way back there. Phil's head is in the way. There you go.
So it's been just about a month
Oh,
since
thanks
Prime
to
Minister
whoever liked
Starmer
the
and
stream.
President Trump
Thanks, dude.
announced that the U.S. and
Somebody
UK
liked
had
it.
reached
Oh,
a
never mind.
trade deal,
That's right.
or at least a
I liked
framework
it.
from a deal. Now there are at least some conservative MPs in London who are complaining that Parliament has not yet seen the text of any deal. So I'd like to ask you from this side of the pond, is there a text for the deal ready to be released, submitted, and if not, when can we expect it? And then I have one more. if
There's
you're done.
most definitely text with this deal. There is language that this side has seen. You'll have to ask the UK Parliament why they haven't seen it
This
from
shit's
their own
boring me,
government.
dude. I don't think I can watch To Catch a Smuggler on YouTube. We can chat takeover, dude. This guy has more viewers than me. Let's go check him out. Oh, 12.7k subscribers. What the fuck's wrong with this stream, dude? Is it me lagging? Yeah, I noticed you're not supposed to talk. See if he talks. I guess not. It's just the same sound over and over. Oh, well, he's more subscribers than me. What can we watch? We can watch Code Blue Cam.
In March
Yo,
2025,
I make Flash
the
games
Martin
if you
County
could
Sheriff's
react to it.
Office was notified
I've
of a
already
fraud
fallen for that
incident in
before,
Palm
dude.
City, Florida.
Someone's
A
already got
previous
me with
victim
that
reported
before,
that his
dude.
identity had been stolen
Someone's
once
already
again
pranked me with
and
that,
used to
dude,
buy
but
a phone
nice try,
service
dude.
from AT&T.
I've
The
already got
Sheriff's Office
pranked by
spoke
that,
further with
dude.
the victim, who reported receiving emails
It
from
was somebody
AT&T.
cutting off their
One of the
dick.
emails confirmed the purchase of an iPhone 16
It was
Pro
like the Pain
Max,
Olympics. It like
totaling
switched to the Pain
$1,200.
Olympics of somebody cutting off their dick. Yeah, sorry, bud. Yeah, somebody ruined it. It doesn't matter if you're legit or not, dude. I can't click any links some people recommend me. Sorry, man. Yeah, it was like a cat game, and once you got to a certain level, it switched to fucking somebody cutting off their dick, and it was really gory. I'm happy I didn't get banned, but still, dude, I don't want to see that shit, dude. It fucks up your head. I used to watch fucking videos of people dying on the fucking dark net. So I don't really want to see that anymore. Like, I kind of separated myself from
A
that.
few hours later, the victim received
It
another
sensitizes you
email
too
stating
much.
the order had shipped, along with a tracking number
I
estimating
saw
delivery
so many
before
videos of
noon
people being
on
like
April 1st,
decapitated and like stabbed with
2025.
fucking
It's important
swords
to note that a
or
similar incident
machetes.
had occurred 6 months earlier, during
Or
which the
just shot
victim's
in the
identity
face,
was used
point
to buy
blank.
phones through T-Mobile. In that
Yeah, I
case,
can't
the
do it while I'm
suspects
streaming,
intercepted the
dude.
package before it reached the delivery address by presenting fake identification to the UPS driver, falsely claiming to be the victim, and successfully retrieving the phones. In light of this, the sheriff's office contacted the UPS driver, who confirmed he was currently holding the package destined for the victim's home. The driver was told to alert the sheriff's office if
Yeah,
anyone
somebody
tried
ruined
to
it for
collect the
everybody.
package, as the suspects, 37-year-old Kimberly and her husband, 40-year-old Shenton, were likely planning to intercept
maybe
the
you're
delivery
legit.
on April 1st.
I can
Little
check
did
it
they
when I'm
know,
off
they were
stream,
about to find out
but
that
not
this
when I'm
April
on
Fool's
stream,
Day
buddy.
was no joke. Several detectives and
But
unmarked
even if
squad
you're a
cars
troll,
followed
dude,
the UPS truck
somebody's
along the
already
route
got me, dude.
until
It's
they
too
saw a
late. You gotta
vehicle fly
find
in
another
front of it
streamer.
and stop, at which point a woman exited and
Hopefully you
began
do the
approaching the
cat game,
truck.
because the cat game fucking got me really good.
We're just gonna hang out for a little bit.
You didn't see her nipples through her shirt. What the fuck?
Face guard. Face guard. Put your hands on the car. Leave the phone on top of the car. Spread your feet. I'm just gonna detain you for right now, okay? I can get these out, okay?
I guess his video was something similar.
Just gonna detain you until we figure out what's going on, okay? Put your hands on there.
Yeah, I never react to shit people send you.
You can just have your back towards the car.
They just troll you and try to get
Anything
you
on you
banned.
for poking your stick or anything like that? No?
Stay over here. Lean on this over.
Nothing else? No, don't have anything in your bra that I can't see? No? No ID, no credit cards, no cash, nothing like that?
Is 10-4 if I call Sierra North for a transport car? Yeah. What's your ID, Jen? 645. What?
Yeah, it's the reason why you want it.
Well, you're detained right now for an investigation. I am. But when you're detained, you need to identify yourself.
I can give it now.
Okay. Is your ID in the car?
I don't want his search my car.
We'll get to that. Is this your car?
They're the ones sequestered.
Okay.
Can we get a transfer? Because I have PC for this one.
Working on do what?
I have PC for this one.
Yeah. You want one transport car or two transport cars? I can probably only pull you one.
One's fine.
I'll ask Sierra North for two.
One's fine.
You sure?
Yeah. What's your name? Do you have your IDs in the car? No, sure if I have my ID. Okay. One talk to me. Well, right now you're being placed under arrest, okay? Being placed under arrest for what?
Yeah, it sucks when I get arrested.
Have
Because I got an escape from, I got an assist to an escape from lawful custody charge. To help my friends work out of youth custody.
We're all good here, and then I'll get you out again. Okay, cool. Thank you. You see all good? Thank you.
So the guy assisted it.
Should we take that?
I didn't do it, but I assisted
Do you
it.
have another pair of cuffs by chance?
It's not a charge, but they write it down on your fucking record.
And then spread your feet. Alright, well, I don't know if you're trying to run or anything.
Just so other guards can see how you act in jail.
Are you, what's going on with your package now? You're just gonna like return it to...
I guess I'll just say that they didn't want it. I don't know. Like, what do I do? Because they didn't order it.
They're the actual people who did it. No, and they called AT&T and said, we didn't do that. And they said, we'll cancel it. But then he got the shipping thing saying, yeah.
So I'll just say that they refused it or canceled it.
Okay, and then it'll go back to... Perfect. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your help.
So I haven't been told why I'm being released. I don't understand what's happening.
So this is her investigation. I'm kind of just here to help out where I need to. So any questions you have, I would ask her. Yeah.
Yeah, they just pulled up and arrested them. Like, what the fuck?
You don't know if this is a rental?
I guess the cops are tracking them.
Maybe if you want to just go to the front of that car right there for me. Thank you for your help. Absolutely. Anything for you.
But you're a police officer, right? But I didn't give no one the right to search my car.
Is it your car?
I said I don't give no one the right to search my car, right?
It's your car then, right?
I don't have to answer your question.
You just said search my car.
I didn't say that. Don't lie.
You did say that.
I did not say
You just
that.
said I didn't give them permission to search my car.
I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't give no permission to search my car.
Your car. Just said that.
I don't answer your question. I just gave you a statement. I didn't give no permission to search my car.
What's it come back to? 6 rentals? Is that your wallet in there? Do you want it?
Yes, I want it.
You want it? Okay.
But I wanted to get it myself.
You're not getting it yourself. You're under arrest, sir.
I'm under arrest?
Yes, you're not going back in the car.
You didn't state that. You said I was detained, so I'm under arrest, right?
You're under arrest.
Can I ask why was I'm under arrest?
We're going to talk about it once we get out of the sun in the office. I'm not discussing it right now outside of the road. It's hot. I have other stuff I'm taking care of. But you want your wallet, correct?
Yes, I need my wallet.
Is this your phone? You want that too?
Yes.
Do you have any property in that car that's yours that you want? Like, do you have a purse or anything in the car? Your phone's in the car, and like a purse or anything like that?
Happening with the car?
We're towing it. But I mean, if you have like a purse or something in there, I will get that out and take that with you. Sorry, what? Your whole bag? Okay. We'll get that and bring it with you. Okay.
Inside their rental car, detectives found Kimberly's purse containing a fake ID in the victim's name.
My husband has his wallet.
Okay, that's your husband? Okay. She says she has her bag in there, but she doesn't need it if her husband has his wallet.
She wants to leave her purse in the bag that we're in the car that we're towing.
I wouldn't if I was her, but I mean, it's going with her property.
Is there any way to make the handcuffs looser, or?
I can check for fit. I'm just going to roll your sleeve up a little bit. Unfortunately, they are metal, I know, so they're not going to be the most comfortable.
So strange, you know? Being detained and then I'm being arrested.
Well, not the lead investigator.
Who's the lead investigator there?
That one.
The lady?
The vehicle's being towed. So you want your purse, I assume? Or do you want to go to the tow company? I'm going to take your
What the
purse.
hell did they do?
They can keep everything as long as my husband has his wallet.
Okay. I'm not going to leave your purse in a rental car. It's going to go back to the rental car.
What will happen is the tow truck will come and get it, then 6 Rental will come take the car from the rental place, or from the tow yard. And then who knows where your purse is going to be. It will go with you with your property. We're not keeping it. It's going with you.
Well, why is it being returned?
Because both are getting arrested, so I can't leave that car on the side of the road.
No, I mean, I understand it getting well, okay.
You didn't find a registration, did? No. Okay, she's gone. Hey, what's your name, man?
I don't answer questions.
I was just trying to be polite because I was going to ask you where the registration was, if you know where it is. Okay, that has nothing to do with the case. It's just, I got to throw this out.
Get right in here. You were recording, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we all are.
I said it wasn't.
Sergeant? No.
Alright.
You're fucked.
He asked if I was a search. No, I said if you want to rip out it.
This is stupid, dude. I watched 9 minutes of this and nothing has fucking happened. Yeah, I need to stop streaming on YouTube. Oh, here we go. Terrifying
In
transition
January
from sweet to psycho.
2025, a sergeant with the Columbia County Sheriff's Office was conducting stationary radar enforcement in the town of Caledonia, Wisconsin, when he observed a vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed. The car was clocked at 62 miles per hour in a posted 45 mile per hour
note to
zone.
self, never
As
go
the
to
vehicle
Wisconsin.
passed his location, the sergeant also noticed it had heavily tinted windows.
Wisconsin's like a GTA
Suspicion.
lobby.
Based on these violations, he initiated a traffic stop, one that would soon unfold into a long and eventful night for the 35-year-old female driver behind the wheel.
Wisconsin.
Hello. Hi, I'm Sergeant Stage with the Sheriff's Office. Do you have a driver's license without proof of insurance?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I know you probably can't see my tag, sir, but it's right here in the back window. I bought this car and they put that thing in the back window. I'm still waiting for my plates to come.
Okay.
And I got proof of insurance on my phone.
Okay, that's fine. Reason I stopped you at 62. It's a 45.
Yes, sir. I'm just trying to get to the hotel.
Now let me grab this tag information, okay?
Doing 62 and
While
a
speaking with
45.
her, the sergeant detected an odor of intoxicants and marijuana coming from the vehicle.
Do you live
And
at the address
obviously
on your
that the
driver's
search
license?
there.
Okay, is the car registered to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have your registration?
I don't think I got the registration because they gave me like a folder with all the car information. I got it from a dealership with all of my registration stuff in there. So I don't think I might have the registration.
Okay, you have to have that with you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Is the registration, is the plates going to be out of Wisconsin or Illinois?
Illinois. I got the car from Rockford. And that's what's taking so long, honestly, because I got the car from Rockford. I live in Wisconsin.
So you can't have Illinois plates on it then?
No, I'm getting Wisconsin plates. It's coming through the mail.
Okay.
But that's what's taking so long.
I got you. The other thing is, I'm going to test your window tint, okay?
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, I'm honestly, I got this car from a dealership, and I'm actually getting a lawsuit from them. I got a lawyer and everything, because they sold me a piece of car and this tint. Like, my lawyer told me that they was never supposed to sell me a car with tint this dark.
Have you had it tested?
No.
Roll your window up about halfway. That's good right there. Okay, you're at 21. It needs to be at 50. You roll the back window down. You're at 23. It needs to be at 35 in the back, okay?
Not my problem, sir. I promise you. Like, I bought this car like this. I was never satisfied with the car buying deal or nothing. But I do got insurance and I got my license. And honestly, I'm just trying to make it to the hotel.
So I work on honesty, okay?
Yes, sir.
When's the last time that there was any marijuana in the car, including THC vapes?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I do THC vape. But I don't have nothing in the car. You can
Okay,
search
the reason I'm
car.
asking is because I can smell it.
Yeah, I don't have nothing in the car. You can search the car.
What I'm going to do in just seconds, I'm going to have you step out the other side for me, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll walk around there.
The moment he approached the driver's window, he immediately detected a strong odor of intoxicants and observed that her eyes were bloodshot and glassy.
Okay, go ahead and step out. Where are you coming from this evening? You can leave your vape in the car.
I need my vape, sir.
No, you don't. Not in my car, you're not.
I'm getting in your car?
Absolutely.
For what?
Have you just stand right here so I can shut your door?
Okay.
How much total alcohol for you this evening?
Huh?
How much total alcohol for you this evening? Okay. Just place your hands behind your back, okay? You're just being detained for right now, okay? You have anything on you? Folks, take a hit me.
I got nothing.
Okay.
I don't think I was doing 65. I just did
62. The speed limit there is 45.
I'm no confrontational, so it is what it is. I'm just ready to get this over with.
Okay. Anything on you that's going to poke secure, Mabel? You have any interior pockets in your jacket?
I don't have anything, so just do what you need to do. I don't have nothing.
This way. Let me take a seat here for me, okay? Be with you in just a second.
A probable cause search of the vehicle was conducted, but no items of evidentiary value were found.
This never happens. All that I've pulled out so far is 30 bucks. All right, one step out. You walk to the front of my car, okay? Hey, you willing to do some field sobriety tests, make sure you're actually driving?
No, I'm fine. I'm only going 5 minutes away. 4.
Yep, but you're driving still.
I'm not.
Okay. You have the
Whatever
strong-
you want me to do, I'm okay. Whatever.
Are you willing to do some field sobriety tests?
I'm ready to just get to the hotel and get to sleep.
I'm asking if you're willing to do some testing.
No.
Nothing at all? You willing to do a test for your eyes?
You want me to do it to be able to pull off? Like, what is you stopping me for?
I already told you I stopped you.
No, you didn't.
I stopped you for 62
Okay,
and 45
so
in the
can I
illegal
get a
tint
speeding ticket?
and no plates.
Can I get a speeding ticket? She
Not right
just
now.
told you the place to go to my car. So what's next?
I'm
You
asking
can
you to
search
do
my
some
car.
field
You said
sobriety.
you smell weed. There's
Yep,
no
I did.
weed in the car. I don't have
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
After several chances to take sobriety tests, she gave everything but a straight answer and was arrested.
Okay, are you willing to do field sobriety, yes or no?
Come on, so I can get to the hotel, because you're pissing me off. I'm under arrest for what? For what?
Have a seat. Don't resist. Just have a seat.
Come on, sir. I'm not resisting. Let me do the sobriety test. Why is you grabbing me like this?
You're under arrest.
In all reality, you're aggressive. You're aggressive. You're bending my arm.
Stop yelling. Please get in the car. You're going to have a
Sir, I don't
resisting
have
charge.
no
You can
problem getting in the car. I had no problem answering any of his questions or nothing.
Okay, have a
He's
seat
not
for
going to
me.
just deem me as a drunk or nothing because I'm getting aggressive. Like, let's be real. I will have a seat. I never have no problem with following.
I
I'm
need you to have a
talking,
seat
sir.
Right now.
I don't have no problem with following rules. You understand what I'm saying?
I do, and right now the rule is we need to have you get in the car and have a seat in the car.
I feel like I need to take the sobriety test because I'm going to pass it. I had one drink within 12
Give
hours.
you multiple
Yeah.
options to do it.
You didn't. You didn't. You asked me 2 times. I just didn't
One
feel.
time, or I'm going to charge you with resisting. Please have a seat in my car.
Can I please take the test,
You
sir,
are
so I
under
can
arrest.
get to the
Have a
hotel?
seat in my car.
All right. All
Thank
right.
you. I appreciate it.
No problem. This is shit y'all do. Because my skin this color and y'all skin that color. I'm used to it. It ain't really nothing. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing.
Would you like your phone?
I feel
would
you.
like my phone.
Would you like your purse and your money?
I would.
Okay.
Thank
I will
you
grab
very
that for you.
much, sir.
Yep.
Crazy as fuck. I swear to God, I hate these motherfuckers. On my dead granny's
Yeah.
grave, I hate these motherfuckers, bro. Like, that shit crazy as a bitch. You couldn't find shit on me, so now you trying to talk about some sobriety. You won't even let me take the test, and then
Yeah,
talk about charging
exactly.
me with an OWI. Like, let's be real. Anybody
Turn
gonna
into a
be aggressive.
nightmare.
OWI with my hotel 4 minutes away, and you didn't even let me take the test. You that mad because I don't got nothing in my car? 'Cause you couldn't find shit on me because I got a valid driver's license because my car in my name? Come on, man. If I was speeding, I deserve a speeding ticket.
I gotta read this form to you, okay? He's grabbing all your stuff. Called informing the accused. Under Wisconsin's implied consent law, I'm required to read this notice to you. You have either been arrested for an offense.
As the sergeant started reading the informing the accused form, she began yelling and progressively lost her shit.
I didn't fail a test to be under the influence of nothing. I didn't fail a test. Like, come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. Get your racist fat ass out of here. I don't give a fuck about what you talking about. Ain't no more being nice. My car registered to me. I have a valid driver's license. Get the fuck off me. Get your motherfucking hands off me. Get your motherfucking hands off me. Fat fuck bitch. You fat racist bitch. You fat racist bitch. That's all
Yeah.
it is. From the moment you came up to my car, I was polite and respectful to your bitch ass. Hate you, motherfucker. On everything I love you, bitch ass motherfucker. Should have been distinct after y'all did all that racist ass shit to us. Y'all should have grew out of that shit, bitch. That's inherited. And you know I'm telling the truth, bitch. They gave y'all this motherfucking job, but y'all racist is a bitch.
2 vapes are the only thing that has to stay, I think, so.
My license valid. After everything I've been
All they
through in my
found is
life, nigga,
2
I'm getting my
fucking
shit together. Y'all
tobacco
can't even
vapes.
applaud the motherfucker when they doing shit right.
And she's got her, you got the phone and I got the keys. That's everything, right? It should be. Should be good.
Fat pussy bitch. Fuck you.
Good luck. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you.
Hate you, bro, and be trying to be polite and respectful, bro. Be trying to be a good citizen. That shit don't get you nowhere. From the moment you walked up to my car, polite and respectful to your bitch ass. You just ran my tags. You just did all that. You ain't got shit on me. Ain't no weed in my car. Ain't shit in my car. I'm going 4 minutes away. You could have followed me to the hotel. You talk about speeding. You ain't talking about swerving or nothing. I ain't drunk. I can pass a motherfucker. Sobriety test. I'm sure you got a family and kids you need to get home to. If it was a way that I could see you bitch ass racist ass pussy ass cops outside of this, I'd smoke y'all bitch ass. Put that on the record. Put that on the record.
I did, because you just got a felony.
I'll switch your bitch ass on everything I love. I will. I hate y'all. I hate how y'all treat us. Y'all f***ing enslaved us for years, and y'all think y'all owe us a little bit of decency, bitch.
A records check revealed that she had a previous OWI conviction from 2011, placing it beyond the 10-year look-back period. She also had 2 open misdemeanor cases.
I see if I was rude or disrespectful from you to the beginning, I wasn't. And you think somebody finna be nice, man? F you. F all this shit. Don't give a f about none of this shit. We only live once. I'm trying to get my shit together. This is the first time in my motherfucking life that I got a driver's license, bitch. Who the fuck doing 65 finna turn on the ramp and get on the highway? I don't believe shit you saying anyway. Give a f about none of this shit. I got it on me, bitch. I got it on me. Whatever the bail is, I'm paying it.
There is no bail.
Yeah, okay. This ain't my first time going to jail either. Just in case you think I'm a scared ass little bitch. It ain't my first time either. Fuck talking about. I'm gonna stand on everything I believe in until the day I die. You a racist ass fat bitch. Period. Period. Bet you if my skin was a different color, you was finna let me ride with a speeding ticket. They need to get you pussy ass motherfuckers off the field. I'm so sad that they can't find nobody else to work besides you fucking crap, bro. Racist ass crap, bro. That don't give a f about every individual. Everybody ain't white. Some motherfuckers Mexican. Some people black. You understand? Some people mixed. What you talking about? That shit inherited from your motherfucking grandfather, your grandmama,
This
bitch.
shit's
Your
wild,
mama, your
dude.
daddy probably was racist.
We're only halfway
This was
through
an
it, dude.
easy fucking situation. I ain't
I think
stumble
she
up
just keeps
upon.
going the whole fucking time, dude. Woman's motel rampage quickly turns wild. Cocky driver flees traffic spot, then his truck breaks down. Nice, this is gonna be good.
In March 2025, officers responded to a
recently.
home in La Crosse, Wisconsin, after receiving a report of a battery incident. The caller reported that he was outside his home when his 26-year-old friend Cody suddenly rolled up and repeatedly demanded to know where his money was, even threatening to kill him. Cody swung at him and appeared to reach for a knife before grabbing a nearby 2x4 and hitting the caller in the head. A fight broke out, and Cody put him in a chokehold until a bystander intervened. He subsequently fled the scene in his truck. It's worth adding that just hours earlier, police had a separate encounter with Cody, during which he was hostile and uncooperative. He was reportedly standing in the road, claiming he may or not be armed, leading officers to disengage for safety. Cody was also well known to police, with a January arrest for felony stalking and unlawful phone threats. He had a history of firearm-related incidents, including cases where weapons were seized and where he allegedly threatened others with a gun.
What are you guys, John? Where's John at? Okay. Where did that Cody guy go? Did he drive up here?
Yeah, he drove up here.
That truck with the flatbed on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Is everybody all right?
Yeah, you.
Okay.
Oh, here. Oh, an officer's here right
Are
now.
you John?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay. Did he hit you with the 2x4?
That one right there.
Do you need an ambulance?
I don't think I did.
We're gonna get an ambulance just to check you out anyway. Okay.
It's kind of dizzy, but I mean, yeah, I can see where he...
Did he whack you with the 2x4?
Yeah, hit that one
Are
right
you gonna want to pursue charges for this?
Oh, hell yeah. He's got to go this time. He broke windows in my house. He attacked me. He needs to just go away. He's going to hurt somebody.
Yeah, we dealt with him earlier. He was pretty erratic, so.
Threatening suicide, so he hurt somebody.
Does he still have a gun?
No, he don't. Okay. The last one you guys got.
So what happened today that caused all this?
Well, earlier, his aunt came over to my house, acting like a fool, screaming and yelling in my neighborhood. You know, there's a track house.
Welcome to the trailer
does, I
park.
don't know. I don't do any of that shit. He's not supposed to be there in the first place, but his mom died today, so I gave a little leeway.
Does Cody know that?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's why his aunt was. I keep calling sister. It was aunt.
Yep.
And so he ran out of the house. And so I finally told her, look, he's down there on the street. Stop yelling in front of my house. And she started screaming and yelling at me. So next thing I know, he comes screaming up here in that red Nissan and jumps out of the truck and just attacks me.
What did he say to you when he hit you?
Where's my money? He kept saying, where's my money? Where's my money? I'm going to kill you. Where's my money? He swung at me a couple times and I pushed him away and he tipped that over, screamed again at me, where's my money? I said, just swing at me again. Come on. And I had the rake in my hand. That's when he was digging in his pockets for his knife. And then when I seen that, then I know he's going to do it. So I shoved the rake in his chest and pushed him back. And then he grabbed a hold of me, threw me up against the car kind of. And then I pushed him off me. And that's when he picked up that 2x4 right there.
Yep.
I just stepped in on me and First time he missed.
Yep.
And then the second time, I could get my hand up in time and he caught me in the head. And then he swang at me again, but I stepped away from it that time too. And just holding him back, holding him off me. And then when these guys started walking up, then he let go, jumped in his truck.
I'm gonna get some pictures. They're gonna check you out. Is there anything else that we should know about? They're trying to find him right now.
He's dangerous to himself or somebody else. He truly is.
Just based on his behavior?
Yes.
Okay.
He's erratic. Thought he was Jesus 2 days ago.
You don't think he has any weapons right now, though?
He might have knives and stuff.
Other than the knives.
Oh, wait a minute. This is the coat right here.
That's his coat?
Yeah.
While speaking with the victim, another officer spotted Cody's truck at a nearby intersection. Believing he might be armed and aware he had been recently seen with a firearm, a high-risk traffic stop was initiated.
Cody, stop! Stop! I just want to... Cody. All we want to do is talk to you, but I need you to park the car. Okay, can I see both your hands, Cody? Okay, cool. We're fine. We're fine. All I want to do is talk to you, Cody. Cody, all I want to do is talk to you.
66 update, we're stopped at 5th and Market. He is showing his hands, but not cooperating at this time.
Open the door. Cody, it's...
Wesley, what do you think about maybe pinning him in? I don't know if it's worth it at this point, but he's talking to us just saying
Pin
he's
is
not
still a
going to
truck.
Cody, keep your hand where I can see it. All right. I need somebody to close off traffic.
Tell him we want to help him deal with his mom's death and talk to him about everything.
I can't hear you. What'd you say?
Tell him if we want to help talk to him
Shut
about
the
his mom.
dog
I
up.
just want to talk to you about your mom.
Shut the fucking dog up.
Cody, let me see your hands. I'm not going to shoot anything.
Hey, sir. Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? A little shaky, a little dizzy.
After refusing to comply and making a comment about wanting them to shoot him, he decided to leave.
Cody, just wait. Cody!
He's crazy, dude.
I know.
He's going on Market, so.
7 information for officers.
Shut the fucking dog up. God
Left
damn.
hand, unknown if he has a firearm or not.
That's the dude down there.
He just drove by right there.
Oh, really?
Yep. Now he's going north. I just watched him drive by like 2 seconds ago. So he got hit with that 2x4 right there.
You confirmed he hit this guy in the head with a 2x4. Are we going to have substantial with like a felony?
Did you guys see any of it?
Yeah, I could hear it in my backyard. And then I saw him with a 2x4 over the top of him, and I yelled at him, and that's when he stopped.
Negative. If he stops again and isn't going to show his hands, I don't want to approach. So see if at some point we can get him to pull over and negotiate him out. He was last seen driving away slowly. We didn't pursue. We've lost sight of the vehicle.
What a bunch of idiots. They lost him.
Like kind of swatting him away.
Just want to confirm you were going to send a countywide email, and you can use a caution indicator in there that he fled from us and is possibly armed. We just haven't seen any weapon, but he refuses to cooperate.
He said he's gonna when he left.
Like himself?
Yeah, like I'm gonna go something like that. It was weird. I didn't know what he meant, and I know that I think he carries a gun.
Typically?
Yeah.
Have you seen him with one before?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like a pistol or
Pistol, yeah.
Okay.
I copy. He was not giving us any indication that he would turn himself in, told us that he would not cooperate, not listen to us or talk to us. So let's just
Late
keep a
night
couple
stream
officers
early
in his
morning.
residence in case he returns.
Early
Kinda check
morning,
the
dude.
area
I
where he's last
streamed
seen.
for the past 2 hours.
Minutes later, officers found Cody
I
again.
gotta sleep
This time
soon and
standing
get
near
ready
his
for a
disabled
rave.
truck.
Where do you see him? Where? Yeah, that might be it. He's leaning in the driver's side of the car, standing on the road, so we can't see his hands or anything. But he alluded earlier to other officers that he may have another one, so we're gonna treat it like he does this time. He's just parked and standing by his truck, so he could hop in. Kev, go get less lethal. Beanbag, less lethal.
Multiple units arrived and positioned themselves at a distance to coordinate a plan and assemble an arrest
No,
team.
it's not. It's
66.
just not for
I'm gonna
enough
grab
time.
shield. 99's gonna grab a long gun, and 47's gonna grab less.
I gotta
lethal.
get the
See if we
rest
can,
of my
from a
stuff,
distance,
too.
try to negotiate him back towards us for an arrest.
And I've been shotgunning beers since like 4 a.m.
Oh, he just got back in the truck. I believe he's back in the truck now, just sitting there. He might be. So because he's threatening guns, if we get a chance, we're gonna have Chad beanbag him. I'm thinking we go to like that red car and see if we can yell at him. Chad, you want to come with us? We're gonna go red
Chad?
car and try to negotiate
The
him back.
cop's
from red
name
car.
is Chad. No way.
He's getting out. Kev, if he's refusing to cooperate and making...
Cody, keep your hands up. Yo, get ready with that rifle.
We're not going past the red car, okay, guys? Actually, why don't we stay? Cody!
Where's Chad?
He doesn't have a weapon.
I was playing Fortnite. Nice, dude. Oh yeah, I fixed my keyboard. Dude, I fixed the space bar, dude. I'll show you what I did, dude.
As officers close
I
in,
don't even have to
Cody
get
fled
one,
on
dude.
foot, digging.
Because I want to keep this one just for RuneScape if I need an auto clicker. But yo, I fixed it, dude. All I had to do was I remapped the fucking alt key, the left alt key to the space bar. And all I did was just move the fucking space bar over 1. So it's like on the alt key. So even if I hit over here, it hits the alt key. It doesn't hit the space bar. Like, see, I just moved it. I moved it over 1. See, there's no alt key. It's just Windows and then Control. And the alt key is the space bar. Yeah, I don't even need to buy a new one, dude. It works actually really good. Watch. I'll press the space bar to continue the video.
Through his
See?
backpack while running.
Yeah, dude, I'm going to watch it, dude.
Just talk to us. We're not going to hurt you.
I haven't
if you just
watched
cool
one
off.
in so long, dude.
Can we help talk to you?
It's at like 2 p.m. on a Saturday. That's awesome.
Yep. Where are you going?
Well, 2 p.m. my time.
Cody. No means no. Just come here. He doesn't have a weapon. He's walking. Yeah, I'll stack him. Watch his hand. He's running.
Anything else that I should?
Oh yeah, hopefully. Oh yeah, they put it down for time. Yeah, hopefully it's not down all weekend and it doesn't start till like Tuesday or Wednesday.
66. He's running on foot.
Fuck yeah, I remember they do that, dude.
No weapon in his hands.
After the live event, the servers go down for time. Oh shit, dude, I remember that, dude. Damn.
Cody, stop!
Westbound on Main.
Go right, Case.
Coming up to the
Yeah, people are so mad. I remember seeing shit on Twitter about it. People are so mad.
Kev, watch his hands.
The streamers would just sit at the fucking screen just waiting.
Show us your hands.
Oh, well, it'll happen soon, or they'll put like some clickbait shit. Like, it will happen in like 5 minutes or like 10 minutes, and they'll put, or 20 minutes, and they'll put like a timer. And then they'll just keep resetting it. There's so many scam YouTube streams that do that.
But we want to help you, okay?
Please.
We're here to help you.
Please. You hurt? I love you.
Yeah, no, it's the best time for all the scam YouTubers.
I'm not good.
Hey, hold on, Cody. My name's
Yeah.
Shori. Are you okay?
No.
What's up?
Good? Good. Good. You good? I've been getting extremely taken advantage of.
He did drop his bag between the...
Can you go back, get my shield? I dropped it by the bag.
Yep, okay.
You guys,
Against
I'm
one of the
sorry,
houses.
I'm just
Here, I need to
I've been
to sit
scared.
you up, Cody.
You don't have a weapon?
No.
Thank you.
We're just gonna sit you up and talk, okay? I'm gonna sit in jail forever, I know.
No, you're not gonna sit in jail forever, dude. We're gonna get you some help. But you gotta calm down and work with us, okay?
You guys, it's been as bad as it took you guys to get me. It's not been good.
Okay.
We're here to help you, man.
If you stand up, we're gonna search you.
Just can I catch my breath?
Sure. Can you let me search your pockets while you sit here? Put your feet straight.
It'll be between these ones. We have to get the shield, too.
I didn't like this, you guys. I didn't want to.
Well, we're done now, so let's just cool off.
I'm gonna sit in a cell with a bunch of men forever now, alright? I didn't want to be. It's my mom.
66.
It's my mom, it's my.
We're all good, no injuries.
Yeah, the streamers would probably just be like, it'd be like waiting room.
We had to get you to the ground.
Every season 17, whatever the fuck it's called, waiting room.
The yellow and red one here.
Apparently Thor might come back next
I've been
season.
really deep into some,
The Gauntlet.
there's some stuff going on that
That's what I
I
heard.
can't explain to you guys. It's not a mental problem or anything like that.
Hey, everyone's
it's,
got stuff going on. We understand that.
Come on, guys.
We understand that, okay?
Yeah. So what is it? 7, 12, and
7-12 what?
this breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh,
I'm
you mean
hungry.
in jail?
Just lock it up and leave it. What do you want done with it?
Dude, just throw it away.
7, 12, and
My
4,
grandpa's.
or 5.
We'll lock it and bring the keys with you, okay?
Sounds like they got him, so he'll have no contact with you. So if he contacts you, just let us know. And
I certainly will, okay? Because I enough's enough.
Oh yeah, I totally hear you.
We'll throw this back in Joey.
Superhero
Help
season.
with this. You feel like you're able to stand up now?
Maybe the Marvel Rivals collab.
Will you, someone else grab the other one?
Yeah. One. Oh, bring your feet up. 1, 2, 3. Yep. I'm gonna finish searching now. Let's go up against the side of the car here. Spread your feet really wide for me. Thanks. It's all over now, buddy. Just
Yeah,
take a deep
I'm going to a
breath. We'll
rave
sort it out.
tonight. Well, there's one
You're not hurt though, right?
on the
That's a
Toronto
good
Island,
start.
and there's another one underneath the bridge at night. One's during the day and one's at night.
Ask John.
Ask John. You ain't smoke.
Come on, man. Stop with the stupid questions.
I don't know why you're smoking.
I don't know why I'm smoking. You understand?
Can you sit in the car where it's nice and cool?
Of course.
Thank you.
Can you guys just expedite the process?
Sure.
I really don't want to.
Sure. If that's what you want, you don't want to talk to us about anything?
You're not listening.
If you don't, then we can extradite it. That's why I'm asking.
Listen.
We'll leave it up to you.
What do you think is going on? Can you tell me? I'm not going to ever. I'm going to represent myself. There's no lawyer. There's never going to be a public defender.
Okay. Why don't you have a seat in here so we can get out of the road? We're kind of parked goofy. There you go.
Sir, I'm not a little baby. Just talk to me like I'm your little brother, all right?
We just have to be.
Talk to me like I'm your little brother, alright?
For myself. That's why I had to do what I did. All right.
fair.
Now, no one of this intelligence level would go to those extreme strengths, right? Unless there's something extraordinary on the line. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like I'm talking life and death, whether you guys catch me or whether they do. So this is something that is really hard to explain to the average Joe.
Okay.
This is something that is
Did you search out? I did not.
Okay. Cartel. All right.
Oh, cartel.
Yeah. Have you heard of them?
I'm gonna head back. Sam, let me know where you're going. County. All right, I'll meet you there. Jeff.
I have.
The mob, the cartel. This is that level. This is
That's big level. Okay.
I'll meet you there.
Sir, come on, man.
Can we talk? Not on the street though. Can we get in?
Can I at least be on Code Blue Cam, please?
We don't have. That's not us.
Can I at least be on Code Blue Cam?
Find out who owns it.
Yeah,
And call
he
them,
is.
because that's not us. All right, sit tight.
Thank you.
He smells a little.
He was
like
on
booze,
Code
but
Blue
not
Cam.
slurring his words. Okay. He ran 4 blocks fine.
Yeah.
Whew, that was sketchy. He'd run and pull in his bag, and then he'd look back, and it was like worked out.
You got his stream.
He dropped that like 2 blocks in of the chase, and I was like, thank God. But he kept reaching in it, and I was conceded. But once he dropped that, I could tell. He stopped right at this car in the front and just stood there kind of with his hands. He was just standing
What
by his
did the
truck, and he
comments
got out and
say?
walked
Did
away from us.
people see that
I
part?
don't think he thought us to kind of stalk him. We followed him, and then once he got like around the house or the corner, he just took off.
His truck must have broke down, huh?
I don't know. He was just standing by it. It might have.
This is like the worst thing that can happen to a man right here. This shit sucks.
Huh?
Going to jail, this is the shittiest thing that can possibly happen. It's such a bad feeling. I hate it. You just sit there, you toss and turn.
Can't imagine it's fun.
A legend is a legend, you know. Because, you know, this is just it's a mockery. It really is a shame. It's not.
Did you get your monitor work? No, I don't care about that.
Everything he's possibly got. Down to the Corvettes and the Bugattis right behind us. It really boils down to that. It's a Code Blue Cam shame.
Code Blue Cam.
Nothing worse than sitting in a jail with a bunch of fucking losers, real idiots. The ones that don't work their fucking nuts off. The drugs let it in. You're just.
I don't need to work, dude.
Truck one day and someone's like, hey dude, you wanna try this? And it's like, no dude, you tell them no and you tell them no and they keep doing it. One day it's like, you don't wanna be a pussy, right? And then you try it and boom. I wanna say I need to go into the hospital, but that would make me a fucking pussy.
Huh? Huh? I thought you were saying something to me.
I was.
Oh, I
I
didn't
think he
hear
had
you.
to load his
Sorry.
gun into
I'm
that.
not worried about yourself getting hurt. You're a big fella, right?
No, if you fall down, then it's my fault, so.
You think so? I fell down and it was your fault.
I just don't want you to get hurt.
No, I don't really get hurt. I don't know what it is.
Okay. Can you take a seat for me, Cody?
Can you take a seat for me?
No.
Well, no.
Okay.
Yeah, you see? It wasn't for you.
Thank you.
Just so you're aware, you're getting charged with felony fleeing and resisting. I'm just letting you know. I have to let you know. Yeah, well, you made me run,
Dude,
so.
shut up. You think I don't know? Think I didn't know that? I looked you dead in your wannabe man eyes and told you what to do. And I didn't mean that to disrespect a man to another man. I meant that because I was dead ass serious. And I didn't do that. I didn't do that. But that's what it meant. So if I wanted to die, I would be dead. If you would have pulled the trigger, like, you know, when you go deer hunting or something. Other than that, I gave you guys this one. We can
I don't think my shitty laptop is even good enough to run a
Well, then they're gonna come out here and deal with you.
32-inch,
Why do you say it like that?
Cody, you gotta
maybe
sit
40-inch
You're not listening to me, so then
widescreen
then you listen.
HDMI
You
screen.
told us you
I
wanted
asked
to.
you a question. You
I
said
don't think my
no.
laptop's good enough.
I did it. You said they're gonna. There's women in there. I would rather deal with women than you guys.
Well, you told us to expedite the process, and that's what we're trying to do. Okay.
Well, is that gonna speed up the process of felonies that I'm not?
Cody, sit down.
And it has a lot of dead
Please
pixels
sit
in
down.
it, so I just gotta throw it away.
What do you go by? There it is. You gotta sit, man. We can't have you standing. Okay. Please.
Come on, man. I'm not. Is there any women in here to hurt, or is it just a bunch of dudes that are bigger than me right now?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
No.
Do you think you'll ever know what I'm talking about?
Are you gonna sit down?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay. Sit down.
Do you think you'll ever know what I'm talking about?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Cody, it's not that we're small talking. Yeah, we're not trying to be rude. We're trying to speed it
You
up.
are so rude. I should look at you guys. Look at. I have the whole.
There's a process.
I make the whole city come to life, baby. Like, come on. You don't think like I turned this shit in New York City? You think I want to do anything? You think I want to do any of that? Make you guys.
I turned this whole city to New York City.
You don't.
Well, I gotta use it, man. I turned this shit to New York City.
You don't scare me.
Hey, Cody. Okay. CNC's towing your vehicle. Do you have a phone number you want to provide to them?
Vehicles I've had towed?
Okay. Do you have a phone number you want to provide to them?
Probably a lot.
Can you please sit down?
What does it look like I'm doing, sir? You think I can get back up without falling on my fucking face? This time I actually need help with that. How bad?
I'm gonna have you sit up, okay?
Please, grab my head if you would.
I don't want to grab your
Well,
head.
this is gonna lean me into the... Wait, what? See, now you're ripping my fucking wrist.
All right.
You're all gonna feel
Well, I'm gonna stand right here so you don't
it. No,
fall.
I'm not gonna sit.
I'm not gonna get in trouble. I mean, you're
Well,
not
do it.
listening to
Can
me,
you lift
so
me up by the center of my back like a baby? Like
I'm
you do
not
a newborn baby?
No, you're a grown man. You sit yourself up. I'll
Good.
help you. There we go. You got it.
All right.
Swing your feet out.
There we go. There we
Swing your
go.
feet out. All right, sit up, please.
What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah.
Not me. I'm not going on.
What the fuck?
In the
Not
end,
me.
Cody was
What's
charged
going
with
on?
felony
Not me. I'm
bail-jumping
not
and
going
misdemeanor
on.
counts of battery and resisting obstructing an officer. He was released a few days later on a $500 cash bond.
Yeah,
Just
see,
over 2
it
months
always in
later,
Wisconsin. They give them
himself in hot
$500
water
cash
again,
bonds.
Arrested for felony bail jumping and criminal trespass to a
For
dwelling.
bail jumping,
However,
no
the
matter what,
prosecutor
you get
ultimately
$500
chose to
cash
toss
bond
the
in
case.
Wisconsin.
Want a deeper look into the channel or craving additional content? Explore Code BlueCam on Patreon for exclusive content.
Yeah,
behind-the-scenes
it's
access,
Wisconsin, dude. That's why it's a
and
GTA law, because no matter what you do, you get a $500 cash bond. How a free hotel room ended up completely destroyed. What the fuck?
In December 2024, police were dispatched to
That's
a
my
hotel
grandpa's
in Eau Claire,
birthday,
Wisconsin,
December 19th.
following a report of a disturbance. The call originated from the probation office, which had been contacted by hotel staff about a 30-year-old woman named Danielle. Staff reported that Danielle was yelling and causing a scene, and they wanted her removed from the property. Given Danielle's history, the probation office requested that law enforcement handle the situation directly. It's worth noting that police were already familiar with Danielle due to her numerous prior arrests related to disturbances, including charges of disorderly conduct, trespassing, and battery to a law enforcement officer.
Yeah, I think I
They were
smiled
also
for one of
aware
my
that she
mugshots,
struggled with
dude.
drug use and mental
I
health.
think I got like 5, 6, or 7 mugshots. Every time you get arrested, you get a mugshot. But sometimes you get arrested and you get out the next day. Got a good lawyer and you get the bail. You can get one time I was on two bills at the same time, but how do you get to see them in Canada?
Issues. According to the probation office, the
Yeah,
Department
I
of
think
Corrections had
she's
granted the room for
smiling in
Danielle,
her
a decision
mugshot.
that ultimately proved
How do you get to
costly.
see them? I don't know, dude. I think you can just go to the police station get them. But I want to see more.
So, we can be here.
I think your lawyer can get them.
So you gotta tell her to go.
But you should be able to get them yourself.
We are not taking her anymore. Yeah, that's fine. You just gotta go tell her she has to leave. You have to tell her to leave, and then if she refuses, then we can ask her to leave and make her leave.
Okay, I can
Okay.
tell her.
Okay.
As they approached, officers heard Danielle screaming, along with the sounds of objects being thrown.
Don't worry. All right. Fair enough.
The door's open. She's just screaming.
Killian.
You cigarette! There's a black widow there.
Okay. Killian, we gotta get going. Okay.
That's latex. Cool. And your point?
You can go.
I'm good.
Yeah. Killian, they
Don't
want
kill
you
that.
to leave.
No, I don't.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got my glasses. Don't kill that black widow.
Go ahead and open the door for us.
No.
I got my
don't have
glasses. Don't kill
get
that
my-
black
I don't
widow.
throw a knife on my-
Just take one step back for me. Just relax.
No, fucking widow bit me. Licked me.
Okay.
Don't.
Just relax.
Don't. That thing is epileptic.
I'll look at what you're looking at. Not even sure what that is.
Part tarantula, part black widow, part praying mantis.
Take a step back for me.
Part tarantula, part black widow, part prime mantis. What the fuck?
It's a male.
Does it eat the head?
It does.
She's
Cool.
on mad
A
fit.
female licked me over there. Licked.
A female licked me over there,
There's
not
leather in
dick.
the bathroom. I have amerophobia.
I have a mirrorphobia.
Why do I have to
That's
leave?
crazy,
Fly
dude.
over a week. I know. I have to go to Heaven's place. My glasses are right there. Okay? You know how I see? Not with this one. Want me to shove a knife up your salsa? There's a thing there. Now I have amerophobia. I'm not
I have a
wearing shoes.
mirrorphobia.
I thought I was paid week for week. I've been here 2 days. My wallet's in there. Can I have that? Get out.
Nope. Can't get out. The hotel is a private establishment. They do not want you here anymore. So
I'm aware. I'm done shouting. Yourself.
what do you have there? Do you have your glasses?
No, it's a thing. That's not my glasses.
Stop now.
Why am I being arrested?
Relax.
I don't have glasses.
For the kick. Just trying to kick. Are you okay? Are you okay?
What?
Okay. You calming down? Let's get the hair out of your ass.
Alright, hold
Oh,
on.
my foot is under this. Why am I being arrested? Okay, I just want a cigarette.
Can't be causing a large disturbance in a hotel, so you gotta relax.
Dude, I can't see.
Okay, well,
Okay?
Do you have glasses?
No, they're broke.
smashing them into the refrigerator probably wasn't the right call then. Stand
I
up.
hate my life.
Do you have shoes?
4 pairs of them. Kill me.
Let me just look for
Yeah.
shoes.
Don't kill that thing. That's my kid. I know Heather Pro.
Don't kill that thing,
I don't
it's my
have a
kid.
cell phone. I'm not allowed to have them. No, I'm not wearing those.
What
Those
the
are my
fuck?
shoes.
Don't kill that thing, it's my kid.
Yeah, I don't care either. Which I was been trying. Cigarettes, is that too much to ask? Or I toss that vape at? I was somewhere. Get 20/20 vision already. Believe me. Can I pull my sock up? Seriously, can I pull my sock up? Can I
Does she
pull
have
my sock up?
Tourette's, dude?
Sorry, I ain't got it. I showed a knife on my guns already.
So I ain't got a cock.
Stupid whore. Learn to prostitute yourself better.
Stupid whore, learn to prostitute
Quit
yourself
holding me
better.
so high.
She definitely has Tourette's,
Quit
dude.
being a
What the
tall
fuck?
Dude, seriously, that hurts. It really hurts, dude. You're tall and short.
Hey, stop that.
I don't have pockets.
Well, gotta make sure you don't have any weapons.
I don't have pockets, okay? I don't have pockets! Alright, you were a piece of shit. I can do it myself.
Hold on. Nope.
I can button that thing myself.
Okay, well, we're gonna do it for you anyway.
Throw my f***ing shoes. Denim.
We'll throw them out at the garbage or at the jail.
Yeah, nothing but a worse piece of trash.
You want us to talk to him real quick?
Okay.
Killian,
What?
just knock it off.
Can I have a cigarette already?
No, you can't have a
You
cigarette.
can't kill me!
So we're gonna take her to jail. So she's out of the room. Obviously, there's damage to the room.
It's
Looks like she
crazy.
knocked stuff over and whatever. Gonna take one picture of the room and then go up to jail.
Like my ex, psychopath.
Those aren't my f***ing shoes.
I only took one picture just to show the room was a mess, but if there's something broken, then I would take a picture of that and let probation know she damaged your room. All right, good luck to you.
As a result, Danielle was charged with misdemeanor, disorderly conduct, and resisting an officer. Both are repeat offenses.
What the
She
fuck?
was
She wasn't
subsequently released
resisting.
on a $1,000 signature
1,000?
bond.
What the
Regarding the
fuck?
trashed hotel room,
Somebody
the
got
probation
bail
office
jumping and
reported
they got
being billed
$500.
$1,500 for the destruction caused by Danielle. The hotel's general manager stated that they did not wish to press charges, only to be reimbursed for the cost of repainting the walls and replacing 3 lamps, a table, and 2 chairs. While Danielle's actions turned her room into a costly canvas of chaos, she wasn't the only one to cause such destruction in a hotel room. 4 months later, an officer with the Campbell Police Department responded to a similar disturbance at a hotel in La Crosse, Wisconsin, where staff reported that a guest, later identified as 49-year-old Ann, was also tearing apart a room and needed to be removed. The officer spoke with a hotel employee who said the room was rented by a man, but Ann had been staying in it. He showed the officer a video of the damage and added that Ann had been roaming the halls, knocking on guest doors, and even placing the entire king-size bed frame in the hallway. But it's also important to note that Ann has a significant history with the law, including past arrests for disorderly conduct, resisting, bail jumping, and multiple drug-related charges. The officer then went to Ann's room and asked her to leave peacefully, as she wasn't listed as a registered guest.
Hey there. Hi. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, I'm good. I'm here just to talk to you. They wanted me to come and see what's going on. It sounds like you damaged a window in room 136. And
no, that was already broken.
Sounds like there's video of you.
I'll go around the booth over there.
No, I want to talk to you. Do you have an ID on you?
Let's go right in. We're talking right in front of the front desk, so I have a witness. I'll go right with you.
Okay, I got video on my body camera as well. Do you have an ID on you?
I do not. Do you have an ID?
I do. It's right on my name tag. What's your name?
Whatever you want it to be, right?
Nope. I need to know your name.
What's your name?
Shelby.
Shelby what?
Johnson. What's your name?
Sheila.
Sheila? What's your last name?
Kennedy.
Sheila Kennedy? If my dispatch looks for a Sheila Kennedy, is that going to come back?
It might, yeah.
It might, or is it going to?
Might, yeah.
Because if it doesn't, we're going to have problems. Before I have them
I
run
didn't
it.
break any window.
I don't need any excuse. Please
I'm not.
stay and leave this property.
All right, well then serve me with eviction papers and everything else, just like you did everybody.
How long have you been here for?
You have a record on who's paying for my room, room 136 or 134. Print it out.
I don't have any records.
I left that wallet right on the windowsill. That window was open. It was then broken.
I don't need any excuse, ma'am.
I'm not giving you an excuse. I am being totally honest.
Any explanations I don't need. Please leave the property because you are knocking everybody's room's door.
Why are you doing that?
I'm knocking on everyone's room's doors. Really?
You knocked my room door. I saw it with my eyes.
Why are you doing
Of course
that?
he lives there.
Why are you knocking on people's doors?
I wasn't. Maybe somebody else. What are you doing?
Why are you doing that? You said he saw you do it.
I don't know.
You don't know why you're doing it?
What's going on?
That's what I'm here for. Figure it out.
No problem. Arrest me, then I'll leave.
You're gonna leave?
No problem.
Okay. I'm gonna follow you and make sure you do.
Come on, follow me.
Okay. She needs a card. She locked herself out.
And I want to have a printout of my receipt. And I want to know who called her unless you guys did it. And let me speak to a key card. And you said these guys called you, right?
I don't know the name of the person
Well,
who called me.
then how do you even know what you got the right person if you don't know who called you?
I said I don't know the name of the person that called
What
me.
name?
And this is your payment.
Let's go.
The fuck?
After you.
You're the cop.
Yeah, I follow you.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Let's go. I'll stand here all day. Let's go.
I can too.
Okay. I know you're not Sheila, so if you want to get arrested.
Never said I did.
What's that? You said you were Sheila or Victoria?
Fake.
Huh?
They never called you, so then you don't need to be here.
I never said they didn't call me.
Who called you then?
I don't know the name of the person.
Well,
who called
then
me.
what are you doing here?
An employee of the hotel called me.
Really? So
Let's go to your room. Let's
wanna
go to your
put
room.
on- You want to pay?
Let's go to your room.
No.
Your room's right here. Where are you going?
This is the one I called, right? You have no sense, huh?
Victoria Stolpa. You gonna pack up?
No, I don't need to have you here. I pack up and I can leave.
I'm gonna make
I
sure
don't
you
need to
leave.
have you as a witness.
They called me to get you out of here.
No, they did not.
Yes, they did.
No, they did not. They did not. So you really want me to do this? I'll see you right here.
Yeah, we need to pack up and you need to go.
Go.
What's that?
Go.
Well, you need to come with.
I don't need you, Jack.
If you pack up.
I don't need no pack up.
I can help you. I'm offering to help you pack up so you can get out of here quicker.
Don't need it. You go. Here, I'll leave this door wide open. Start stripping.
Why don't you start packing up? Or I can call someone to come pick you up, get you a taxi. What do you want? Sooner you start, the sooner you can get out of here. I would rather not have to charge you for the window, but if that's the way you want to go.
Are you just, doing a striptease? I don't see how quick can you undress?
That's weird. I mean, if you don't pack up, we'll just remove you from here, change the door locks, and you won't leave with your stuff.
Right ahead, I don't need it. I'm used to that.
Let's change today and start a different way.
I don't have to change. Why don't you change?
You know what I'm saying? Let's change the way you leave places.
You.
With your stuff. You don't have to always make things hard on yourself.
Are you talking to shadows or what?
Alright, Victoria. This is your last chance. You can go to jail, or you can leave here willingly. Okay, what do you want to do? You want to do this the easy way or the hard way? What do you want to do? You want to go to jail, or do you want to go with your stuff? You're just going to stay mute? Okay, you're going to be placed under arrest. Go ahead, stand up.
Don't touch me.
Stand up.
Don't touch.
Stand up.
Then don't touch.
Get on the ground. Get on your stomach.
While taking her into custody, the officer saw 2 folding knives within reach and wasn't sure if she had more.
Stop.
You stop.
I'm going to tase you.
You stop. Alright?
Face
you
the wall.
Stop. I ain't doing a
The
thing
wall.
wrong. You stop.
Face the wall or you're going to get tased.
Then tase. Stop.
I'll tase you if you do not face the wall.
I am facing the wall.
Stand up and face
I
the
don't
wall.
have to go. Ow! Stop.
I'll tase you again.
Then stop. I'm doing anything
Lay on the bed.
wrong.
Lay on the bed.
I am on the bed.
Lay on the bed on your stomach.
Oh.
Lay on the bed.
Let me pull my pants up, can I?
Then do it.
Hey.
Lay down on your stomach.
Yo, it's battery though, so
I'm
it's
not going to
tucked
fight
in.
with you anymore. This is
Half
dumb.
of it did.
Roll over onto your stomach.
Half of the battery.
Roll
You
over.
know why?
Put for criminal damage to property.
Oh, for
batter-
criminal damage to property.
Yes. Told you it did not have to go this way.
No, there was no other way. What was the other way? Please,
Pack up your stuff and
What was
leave.
the other way?
Stand up.
Keep up then.
Face the wall.
I don't need anything.
I'm patting you down.
Yep.
You have anything on me that's gonna stick or poke me?
What is going to stick or poke? Really? Come on.
Needles, knives. There's knives right there on the ground.
You didn't have to be a goddamn kid. You couldn't even tell me who called.
Alright, let's go.
Hurry up, Perky Dan.
Do you want to be seen by medical?
Seen by medical for doing things?
Yes. Yes or no?
Well.
Yes or no?
Probably should, right? Just for the record.
Okay.
Come on.
905. Can you know what taser deployed?
The
No,
officer
I
returned
haven't,
to the
dude.
room, searching for
I would
Ann's
dodge
ID.
it.
She found several IDs, credit cards, and a social security card belonging to another person. She also noticed the hotel alarm clock had been completely trashed and discovered drug paraphernalia in a drawer, including tinfoil containing a substance that later tested positive for meth. Still, no ID confirming
course,
Ann's
meth.
identity was found.
David, did you ever talk to her?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a nut job.
Did she ever tell you her name?
Oh, God.
She has nothing in that room. She's got tased, so I just need her checked out before she goes to jail. She won't identify.
Hey there. Hi, my name's Abigail. I'm a medic at Tri-State Ambulance. Mind if I check you out real quick, make sure you're okay?
Ann then suddenly jumped out of the squad car without warning, nearly causing the medical personnel to fall backwards.
7 a.m. shotgun.
Come on, everybody. Let's see this. What do you want to see?
What are you doing? Sit down. She did
I
not
didn't
tell
do
you to
anything.
get out.
She said to look at that.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did not tell you to get out. What the hell is your problem?
What the hell is your problem?
Do you want him to check you out or no?
She said look at it. I stood up.
She didn't tell you to get out.
Well, then have her look at me.
You gotta answer my questions, am
What?
I right? You in pain anywhere?
No, I'm not in pain.
Where did you get tased?
Arm, stomach. I aimed for the stomach area.
Okay.
The jail's gonna require me to get her medically cleared, so I'm just gonna go straight there.
Subsequently, she was taken to the hospital for medical clearance.
Hey, I'll take one security. I think she might have slipped a cuff. I can't tell. She's feisty.
They're on the way down.
Okay.
Do you have her name?
Yeah, so tonight I'm gonna go to.
She won't even provide it to Tri-State. There was.
If I go to the island rave, I won't be able to stream it because I don't think there's good signal on the island. But
I don't know if she slipped it.
if I go to the end of the bridge, I should be able to stream a bit.
Are you still in your cuffs?
You see, I'm
Or
in
just
my-
at
You've been working
nighttime.
on him the whole way here. Before you go to jail, you have to get checked out by Gunderson.
Go to jail.
Okay.
Hold on.
Let's go. Are you gonna tell the hospital your name?
While in the exam room, hospital security helped identify her by searching old booking photos from the La Crosse County Jail. When one was shown and her name was said aloud, she responded.
What? You like this?
Just had to figure out your name, man. It's okay. That's gotta be here.
And it's her.
Thank you. You too.
Dumb bitch.
Dispatch also reported that Ann had an active probation warrant and was out on a misdemeanor bond with conditions.
And she got a
not to commit
$500
any
bail
more
watch.
offenses.
Alright, you can step out. Walk over to the doors. You can take a left and sit on the bench.
A $500 or $1,000 bail watch.
Yes, you did.
For what?
I don't know. They don't say why. They just put out a warrant for you. Your agent said, hey, go find her. And I did.
Ann was charged with felony battery threat to an officer, misdemeanor counts of resisting obstructing an officer, disorderly conduct, criminal damage to property, bail jumping, and she was ultimately released on a $2,000 signature bond.
$2,000 with a felony and like 4 other
Check out our great
charges.
selection of
What
quality
the
made merch
fuck,
that
dude?
won't
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
On an early morning in March 2023, an investigator with the La Crosse Police Department conducted undercover online chats posing as a 15-year-old girl. The goal was to determine whether an adult would agree to travel to a predetermined location for illicit purposes. He soon received a message from 47-year-old James Wooden, who expressed interest, and the two communicated for
Yeah,
just
this looks
over
like
a
the type
month.
of guy that would
During
do
one of
that.
the conversations, Jim stated, "I'd like to meet you sometime and get to know you cause, well, I'm not trying to get in trouble cause laws suck. But once you're 18 and legal, I couldn't get into trouble. I would definitely be interested in you. Are you in school or busy?" He eventually mentioned that he had a place where they could hang out and provided his address. He then made suggestive remarks. Subsequently, he followed by sending explicit photos of himself. However, it's worth pointing out that James is no stranger to the legal system's warm embrace. He has an extensive criminal resume dating back to 1995, which includes charges such as drug offenses, battery, disorderly conduct, retail theft, and 2 convictions for second-degree assault of a child. Eventually, on March
Someone needs to kill
13th,
this guy,
James
dude.
agreed to meet at a fast food restaurant in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Police positioned nearby in an unmarked vehicle observed James arrive as a passenger
Yeah, that's the
and
process,
enter the
Wisconsin.
restaurant
No
with
matter
another
what you do, you
individual.
get like a
Just as
$500
James was
bond
about
or
to
a
order hot
$1,000
dogs
bond.
and wait for the fictitious 15-year-old girl, he was greeted by police.
Wooden?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
James.
Yeah. Wait for him, not you.
Sure.
Can you sign back?
We'll explain everything as we go, okay?
Okay.
I appreciate you being decent, alright?
Okay.
Do you have anything in your pockets that's gonna cut or poke us?
No, no.
Okay, you probably have an idea why we're here.
Yeah, I knew it was a setup.
What's that?
I knew it was a setup.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll explain
Right,
everything
yeah,
as we
it's
go.
a
That's all. Yeah, no, I knew it from the get-go.
I knew it was a setup.
Alright, just relax your hand a little bit. No knives or anything?
No.
No pocket knives? Okay.
No.
How's it going, man? Long time no see. I'll explain what's going on here.
Okay. Came right over here. There's something about his niece or whatever at school.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, no,
And you got your soda here? We'll grab that for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once you,
Yeah, I'm sure my food. I told him to go.
Okay.
Upon taking him into custody, they noticed he had 2 phones, one of which was open to the chat with the undercover investigator.
Appreciate you being decent with us, okay?
Like I said, like I had to do was the whole time. I don't think that was right, you know. But
What'd you order?
Dog, everything on it.
Okay.
Surprise.
All right. How's that house coming along?
I'm working on it.
I ain't seen you in a while, so I figure you're doing well.
Yeah,
We're just gonna put it. We just put it in airplane mode real quick.
sorry.
Are you on paper at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Who's your agent?
How do you know this guy here?
Jim. God, I've known Jim for years. And I didn't want to drill through a hole to open the search today because of my back. So I got him on Messenger. I'm like, oh, what are you doing today? He said nothing. So I'm like, all right, well, you want to come drill a couple holes for me? And that was it.
See, I think it's bull crap because I even said something like it. I said, you can't be nothing but friends and stuff like that. And I don't get why this is going on. That's exactly what I said.
Okay. You said nothing but friends. And is this the second?
I said it's illegal in the state.
Is that the same phone?
That's the only one that works. That one's the Wi-Fi one for music.
That one's Wi-Fi. This one doesn't have a passcode.
What kind of holes? I mean,
Core holes for piping.
Okay.
From one floor to the next.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I'm doing a wash basin sink over on.
We'll get you out of here.
The cop doesn't know what a wash basin is.
Well, yeah, you can
Let's me free me. What did he do? He's a sex offender, dude. He was talking to some fucking.
put it right there.
He got set up.
No.
He's supposed to meet some kid girl. It's
Yeah,
called The Moment a Pred Realizes a Teen Was a Cop All Along.
Okay. I got you. So what brought you guys here?
He said he was going to come over here and meet his niece here from school.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, well, why? Well, I don't see her very often.
Okay.
Perfect. We'll grab you a soda and then we'll walk out here, okay?
Did he call you to ask you that, or did he?
No, he was with me, and then he said he wanted to come and eat here.
Okay.
So what is he?
Well, I'll explain that in a second. Where were you guys going to go once?
I was going to grab my food, and I was going back to the job.
Uh-huh.
Because I got to get out.
Was he going to stay here?
He said he was going to take the bus.
Oh, so he wasn't going to leaving with you?
No.
Okay.
Appreciate your collaboration.
I'm not.
I guess, like he said, we'll explain everything that's going on. It's, you obviously already know kind of what this is about.
Yeah, show me the monitor. He got caught.
Stay inside.
You know
Yeah, we'll stay-
Gideon,
we can stay
yeah.
inside. We're gonna go back.
The Walmart prankster.
We'll just right here. Right
Yeah.
here is good. And I'm just gonna let them know if they're okay. All right.
My cameraman's deaf. He can't hear you. Yeah.
Kidding me?
And then he started making clickbait fucking
You know that.
Mr. Beast saying racist shit.
His girlfriend that he had.
He was making like his videos were like streamer donates like racist shit. And it would always be like Mr. Beast donated saying the N-word or something, dude.
One of the other investigators is lead on the investigation.
Yeah, he fell off hard, dude. I liked his Walmart pranks, dude. He was funny, dude. Like my fucking my cameraman's deaf.
You know, when someone's having a downtime.
But then he started making clickbait fucking Mr. Beast racist videos.
Like, we understand people are human and things happen and people sometimes make choices that they normally wouldn't make, depending on their circumstances.
It fell off hard, but you can't do Walmart pranking
What we do
forever.
is just gather as much information, piece it together, and then we kind of go from there, okay?
All right, man. I don't think we need you for anything.
I
I
can't
just
do
wanted to
anything
kinda-
for money,
obviously you
dude. He
wanna-
doesn't give a
I
fuck.
know why I want to talk to you real quick.
He'd cut off his own dick for money, I guarantee it.
It was the second time.
He would snitch on his whole family for money and all of his friends, I guarantee it.
Make some not choices they normally wouldn't make.
Well, it's not even a choice, you know. It was just like I said.
He doesn't give a
friends,
fuck about
you
what
know,
people
and
think,
stuff
dude.
like that. You know, and recently my girlfriend kicked me out, and you know, I'm fighting to get my children back, and I'm just. It was a
Yeah, it was
downtime,
cool
and
for a
started
bit,
talking,
but then
you
he
know,
fell
about
off
it,
really
you know,
hard.
It just, you know, I lost sight of what the thing was, because, you know, you're supposed to be at certain age on those kind of sites and stuff.
He was probably one of my favorite. Actually, I think he was my favorite YouTube.
Age thing or anything like that. So.
Or favorite Walmart prankster.
Yes. So he was running a handyman service, needed some help.
That's
doing
how
some
I
work
first
today,
started
drove
watching them
poles
from
from one
him,
floor
I
to another.
think.
And while they're there, he goes, "Hey,
Because
can you
YouTube recommends me a lot of black
niece?"
channels.
He's like, "All right, I'll just grab a dog." And he goes, "I was leaving, and he was going to take the bus wherever he was going."
Exactly. Just if you don't mind writing that.
I won't. I like to go.
Yep. Long time.
Yep. How you doing?
I'm really glad you're doing well. It's good to see you.
feels
Okay.
good. Yep.
All right. Take care.
Yep.
I can tell you just your cooperation.
No,
goes a
I'm,
long
yeah,
way.
I'm not,
And like,
I'm not gonna fight anything because
no.
You know, granted, maybe I said some things I shouldn't have said, you know, and maybe sent the picture I shouldn't have sent, but it wasn't,
Sure.
I don't know, just, it's been pretty rough time for me.
Sure.
Yeah, he's doing a handyman service. He's did 3 in. He's 2.5 out. He's doing well. So happy for him.
Yeah.
This is not my character by any means.
No. And one act, as you know, one act or one situation doesn't define who you are, right? No.
But it doesn't look good either, you know.
No. We just kind of, we build on and go from here, okay? Who gave you a ride today?
Right. Helping him do some work, and I said, yeah. So that's why I said, you know, I'd come here and meet her.
Eric's really guilty.
Lunch, and then at the end I go back to work with him, but.
All good, so?
Definitely
we're
really
I'm
guilty.
just going to touch base and let them know. I'll be just 1 second.
Good people make bad choices from time to time. Nobody's perfect.
What's I gonna even make
Nah,
bad
he
choices?
sexually assaulted 2 people, and then he did this, dude.
Sorry.
He's
Sorry
a
to do
bad
this in your place
person.
of business. It just kind of worked out that finding him and locating him here was. So we apologize. We don't want to disrupt your business.
Yeah. No worries.
But we will. We're just waiting for a squad to transport him, and then we'll be out of here.
Okay.
So,
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
thank you. Appreciate it.
And like he said, I don't know all the specifics of it. The lead investigator, he'll talk to you later
Right.
once we get your ride.
Just
Like
makes
I
me
said,
wonder
the ride that
what the hell
was.
is going over with those.
Yeah, I had to defer.
I was just going to go talk to them. I didn't know if you had already.
I just did.
Okay, cool.
Do you need a drink? Do you want a drink?
Sure, it's.
I don't know what's in there.
That looks so good.
It's just a random drink on the ground. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Good. I know you won't. I appreciate you being decent.
I don't want to go to jail.
Sure. I'm not sure with.
I know.
Oh, you are. You're messaging
I'm not gonna
minors,
go
dude.
smoke either. Right?
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So what kind of work you guys doing?
It's putting in a sink and but he just asked me today to come help him. I said, okay, I would help. Like, I'm not even one that seeks out like this kind of stuff, so I don't understand why. I mean, I'm not denying a talk, you know, but it's just like,
James, you gonna want to talk to me about this stuff?
I would talk.
While you're here?
I would definitely talk.
Okay. All right.
I've got nothing to hide. You know, I was just telling him, I even said, you know, first bunch of times I said this is illegal and, you know, can't do anything like that, we can be friends. And then, like I told him, okay, so I just got kicked out on Christmas. Well, she broke up with me, kicked me out of the house in Toma. I came back here, I've been distraught and just depressed as fuck. I've had some mental health things going on and some physical things.
We'll walk out. We'll finish this chat, okay? I don't want you to keep you here any longer.
City. Ready? Yeah. I'll meet you.
James, sure. This is Officer Fisher. He's going to give you a ride. He's simply just the taxi driver.
Wow,
today,
I
okay?
appreciate
That's
it.
what we're working on. So James has been decent with us.
Okay.
Go back here. He does have to search you again.
Okay. That's fine, that's fine. I have nothing.
Nothing sharp on you, sir. All right. You just stand still here.
I'm going to throw your soda down here, okay?
Hands up from the back a little.
What a fucking clown, dude. Oh, that's enough for me, dude.